All right. Today is Saturday, May 17th, 2025. I'm gonna finish up this game. Wow. I'm gonna get the rest of the endings. And then I don't know what else I'm gonna do. I was thinking of, to be honest, I was thinking of playing, or replaying, not replaying, but like going back to a game I streamed previously called PockeDate. I never technically finished that game because I rage quit. It's like it's a psychological horror visual novel. It's not meant to be like rage quit, but like there's like a bullet hell section at the end of that game that I wanted to beat without any assistance. In the narrative, they give you like extra power-ups or whatever, like the ending spoilers, the ending of Nier Automata, but I didn't want to do it that way, and so I just kind of ended up just playing it for hours upon hours and just not finishing it. Anyway, also hello Vanilla, by the way. But yeah, I'm gonna finish up this game, and that's what I'm going to do. I don't know how long it'll take. I'm thinking like it probably won't take too long. I believe there's like one extra boss we can do, but judging from my previous experiences with the bosses in this game, I don't think it would take that long, I don't know. Because I remember, again, like Ursula, it was like the secret hidden boss that's like supposed to be super hard. Melania, Freya from Dark Souls 3 level, it's like it's supposed to be like super hard and everything, but like actually it didn't turn out that hard. It wasn't that difficult. Again, I think it's just because, I don't know, like the few people who played this game who actually have played other Souls games, like proper Souls games, and knows to level up health, essentially, like level up health and like get all the healing item upgrades, essentially. So I felt like the fight wasn't that hard. It only took a few tries, especially because we had a ton of like attempts on the first phase already in a separate boss fight. So it was really just learning about the second phase. And the second phase, for the most part, was actually mostly similar, actually, to all of our other patterns. Anyway. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention as well, because there's technically a side quest I haven't done yet. Let me show real quick. It involves Vicus or whatever, this guy right here. But I actually went back on this save. I even like reloaded the save to make sure that I didn't progress too far. But like, I think at this point, I think it's too late, because apparently there's a interaction point with Shirley and him, apparently. Which I think in the Shirley quest, it was implied that it happened, but we never actually saw it for some reason. Or not for some reason, but rather, Shirley assumes that we already know about it, even though we don't. But this is supposed to happen right before the boss fight with, I believe, the Choir Master. I remember the name. It's the bossy fight to get the lightning dodge ability. And if you get past that point already, which is quite a while ago at this point, I feel like you cannot really activate the rest of the quest. Like, you meet this guy, I already met that guy, but then you're supposed to meet him again in some other like place, which I already tried looking for. I didn't see him, and then it's like he doesn't seem to appear anywhere, Unless he appears at the very end over here, but I don't know. Like, it's supposed to be like an interaction here. I mean, I can try one more time just to show. But I mean, I already did this, but I'll do it again on screen just to prove it. Because I feel like at this point, it's too late to do that quest, right? Like, he's supposed to be like over here, the big belly guy, You meet him once, and it's supposed to be, in relation to Vicus or whatever. Vicus, whatever his name is. Otherwise, he's supposed to appear, I guess, here, right? But, it wouldn't make sense for him to, like, teleport over here if you haven't actually followed the steps of the quest. I think that's a common thread of this game, is that it doesn't do the thing where, it happens in Elden Ring, actually. And I think I remember it being interesting that it happened in Elden Ring, but you know, the steps of a quest can't be skipped, essentially. So if you do skip them, it's just gone forever. You can't really do it in the side quests. It's fine. It's not like I wanted to know more about him anyway. It's like whatever. I would have to like replay the entire game if I want to like... I mean, I do have backup saves, but I don't know. I'm too lazy. I'd rather just finish this game. And I don't think his quest is all that interesting anyway. You know? I don't think it would add much. Anyway. Hello, Kaylin Fisher, by the way. I appreciate the follow, but if you're asking for follow, that's a very common scam. Or maybe not scam, but like, it's just inappropriate. I don't know if you're a real person, because I get so many bots. You know, bots pretending to be artists. And looking at their like AI generated art. You know, I don't really get like a direct request to like follow in the past, I don't think. But like that's a very common like bot request, you know? So no, actually, it's just inappropriate to ask for follow. If I don't know, maybe I'm just I don't know what the word is, stubborn? Or maybe even egotistical, I don't know. Because what I want to say is like, you know, if you want to follow, you should follow because you want to, not because someone else follows you, if that makes sense, right? If you just follow for follow, which is a very common, for some reason, very common tactic in social media, it's just kind of like unearned, you know? It's like just inflating numbers for no reason. Like, if you do follow for follow, if you do it enough times, people still won't watch your content because people should follow because they want to watch your content, not because, you know, they're obligated to, if that makes sense. Anyway. But I assume, unless you will reply in about 30 seconds, I think I'm going to ban Caitlin Fisher 24 because they seem to be a bot. I don't know. Tell me otherwise. If not, but I think if you just come into a channel and be like, hey, I followed you, follow me back, bye, I don't give a shit about your content, by the way, I never watch anything about you, I don't know anything about you, I just want to get follows, hee. You know, it's either a bot or either just a very naive person, I don't know. I'm being mean if it is a real person, I just assume it's a bot. So I haven't seen anything from them, so I'm just gonna... I'm gonna ban them. Boop. Banned. Hopefully I'm not being mean. I don't like to be mean to people, but I don't know. I feel like follow for follow is just a very obvious scam tactic. It's weird though. It's not really a like direct scam necessarily, but I do feel like bot accounts, you know, they want to, you know, like indirectly, if you inflate a bot account's follower account, you know, it makes it seem legitimate, right? Which then they can go on to like scam other people. That's how they do, you know. Though usually you don't really need real people to like follow or follow. You just kind of like get a what's the word? You get like a bot network, I guess. Usually, you just get a bot network and do that. Even though that's not allowed, you know, that's illegal. But you know, that's how hackers do it anyway. To pretend to be like multiple people, they have like a whole like list of accounts that they use simultaneously. That's how that works, I believe. Anyway, by the way, don't follow for follow. That's like a really just scummy tactic, and it doesn't work. It doesn't get what you want, you know. Anyway, I have to fight Lost Kid again. I already fought this boss already. I have to do it again, you know, because technically on this save I had to go back and I wasn't able to, but like, you know, like on the save file where I already beat her, I couldn't go back and do the other side quests, so it just doesn't count, so I had to like reload the save before that. Damn it. You know, I found Lost Kid actually harder than Ursula, actually. Overall. I also want to like parry that one skill. You know, the one skill where she does the lightning beam attack? Damn it.
Is this the extent of your abilities?
Oh yeah, when she does that, you can't just dodge. Because she'll do the follow-up right after, you can't really do anything about. Damn it. I want to parry that. I don't know if I can parry that. Come on, do the thing again. Not that. Not that. Shut up. Stop it. No. That's a ton of damage. Oh, but I guess, well, I know that, well, I forgot. It's a, how do you say? It's a phased health bar. So actually, her first phase, actually, her health bar is actually not that big. Obviously, she transforms after you beat her first phase. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I don't know why I decided to do like an ability instead of just simply parrying. I wanted to parry instead. Damn it. It just happened so quick. I'm not gonna stop until I parry that one projectile. I feel like. But all I really need to do, really, is just to beat her, and then just choose the options at the end. I think you have to beat the father guy again, right? Ether or whatever. I don't love the Ether fight. I mean, it's alright. It's a spectacle fight. It's like cool the first time, I feel like. But I don't think it's all that interesting. I feel like I don't want to fight him again the second time. Because I feel a lot of it is just running around, you know? Not that interesting. At least in terms of mechanics, anyway.
Stands on ignorance.
What? I died. Did the whole Ganon tennis thing. Anyway, I was gonna say, yeah, Lost Kid I feel like it's harder than Ursula, I feel like. I don't know why everyone... I was so hyped up about Ursula as well. I thought it was gonna look a super hard fight. It's gonna take like several hours, but no. Disappointed. Again, partly maybe my fault because maybe I over-leveled or something. Even though that's not the right term, I guess. Because in Dark Souls, like, over-leveling doesn't really make you as OP as it does in other games, necessarily. There you go, got it. Okay, now I can fight her normally. Now I'll fight her normally. I was just playing around before. Really. Oh, I didn't know she did that. Ah, I was hoping to like stagger her. Oh yeah, she does this move. Damn it. I want to parry that too, damn it. Restart the fight, doesn't count. Whatever, I'll just kill her. Like, I want to do it in a cool way, where I parry all her special attacks. Bam.
I've been waiting for years.
You know, her I feel like her first phase is actually harder than her second phase. At least that's how it feels like. Though you probably die a whole bunch second phase anyway, but you know. I think it's because of the sync rate boost. You see there? Because the sync rate is like going up. Like I think for both of us. Rank 2. Oh damn it. I want to hit her out of it. Ah, too soon.
Rank 3.
It's also been a week, by the way. I'm a little rusty. Oh yeah, I should have put like electricity like resistance. Ow. Rank 4. Nope. Rank 4 doesn't do anything, I feel like. Ah. A fleeting moment. Like, other than doing her, like, big attack, I feel like it doesn't do much. Like, I was wondering, like, if it gives her new skills, or it does more damage or something like that. I don't know. It just seems like to allow her to do her big attack, and that's it. Restore more life, all defense. You know what? I'll just keep it. I wish it was a 6 slot. You know, 6 slot, and I could add like 100% electricity resistance. But everything I wanted on my seal, I like all of it. Including the all defense, because all defense I'm assuming also blocks physical defense, right? Because I also want that. It's like a combination of electricity and damn it. So hard to predict. Like, her attacks are obviously a combination of electricity and physical, if I had to guess. Not follow up, damn it.
Stems from ignorance.
Damn it. Gotta swing sooner than you think. Or parry sooner. Nope. No kicking allowed. It's cheating. Oh, damn it. Oh, I want to eat my mud bull. I don't want to waste any of my healing items in the beginning, so I just never use any of it. It'd be a waste. Use my healing items on the first phase. You gotta save it for the third phase that doesn't exist, you know? Do-do-do-do-do-do. I should want to do the projectile attack again so you can parry it. Nope. Nope. Here we go again. Damn it. Okay, so it's after like the weapon lights up, and then wait like half a second, then parry. I feel like. Well, it's too late. She's not to do it again. Assuming, you know, I don't die again, I guess. Damn it. You can kick. Damn it. Oh no, my nose itches. Wait. My nose itches. Oh. I got hit by the attack but also parried her.
For years.
Waiting for years.
And a duel. Your fortitude shall be tested.
Wait, hold on. Okay, fine, whatever. I don't like using life too. Because I feel like I never want to waste it. It's that. What else? Do something I can parry, I don't know. Ow.
Focus.
No way, hold on.
Exceed the boundaries.
Yido! Missed. I'll eat my mud ball. Oh. Oh, come on. A fatal flaw. Again, kind of sucks you have to fight her again, but whatever. I mean, I enjoyed the fight. I wish you could weave in more of the different katanas though. Like maybe you should do like this and this. Hard to remember to do that though. Just for style points, really. Just switch between the katanas and do the different moves. Nope. Oh, I'm surprised because you hit 0, I think. And you can get stance broken. There you go. Screw you! You're not allowed to do that. Nope. Second phase.
Your fortitude shall be tested in this clash of weapons.
Oh, gotta get away from her. When he powers up, I gotta get away. It's like Dragon Ball Z, you know? You know how in Dragon Ball Z all the characters just power up and like nobody does anything about it? Because there's a big explosion, you know, when they power up, you can't get close. I missed. Damn it. Nope. Mud ball. What are you gonna do, Ah. Damn it.
Only a true battle can hone your resolve.
Bum ba dum bum bum bum. Oh, I gotta like remember she does that. She does this when she points it at you. That's a projectile. When she puts it to the side, it's a different move. Ow! Oh, I didn't know it was horizontal. Rank 3. Damn it.
Focus and
Hold on. Heal up.
rank 4.
Rank 4. Good for you. Don't punch me. I like to parry that. I haven't been able to parry that before. Now I'm just gonna heal.
Only a true battle can hone your
No.
resolve.
Oh, come on. Doesn't do that move very often. Good for you. Oh, damn it. I thought she was done. No, stop that. Oh, this move. Okay. Oh, somehow I didn't get hit by that. I was just spamming dodge. I remember that move, like, it didn't seem like you could get out of before. Stop it. Stop it. Uh-oh. I'm trying to do the... There we go. Ah, didn't actually hit her. Come on. Good? You're dead. Alright. Child to tire. You become a child. Wow. You get to become a child. Amazing. Alright. I don't know if there's anything we can upgrade. I guess we'll upgrade strength a little bit more. Why not? So I want to make sure though. So I have... Because this is when the endings kind of branch off. I think if as long as you did the quests with Delpha and Shirley, it surely should work, right? And the Azure branch, which I think is a indication that I did it correctly. I don't know. There's another indication though, because the quest with Shirley doesn't give you like an item necessarily. I'm assuming when she hugs you, you know, or whatever. I think that's when it's fine. I can't tell. Just in case though, I'll make another save backup. Let's see. I'll name this A, and I'll make another one over here. May 17th. And then go into my save file location. Alright. I made a backup. And I guess let me see. I guess let me check if Shirley is still around. It could just be she just disappears, so like, it doesn't matter. I don't know if like her ability still being in the area affects the ending at all anyway. I mean, she's still here.
Thank you. May Shirley's blessing be upon you.
Be upon you. Right, as the freaking katana sticks through your head. You shouldn't play with katanas. You'll poke an eye out or something. Anyway, and also, what's his face? Arboretum? Arboretum? Oh, he's actually not around anymore. I mean, he did say he would be. Yeah, he did say he'd be leaving. That makes sense. I guess he's just gone. I do want to go back to campsite though, because we did get that nucleus. Using that nucleus, you can probably turn it into something. Alright. Where is it? Nucleus? This thing? Nucleus of the child's tiara. It's funny we get a copy of the clergy's nucleus. I mean, it is generally, you know, having high energy absorption, you know, and everything. It's like a good nucleus to use. Just like probably the one you want to use just for combat. So I guess they give you a copy of it. Child's tiara. She's still around, by the way. I thought she'd be leaving.
Wanna learn some?
Wanna learn something? I can't afford anything. I used up all my crystals or whatever.
Well, that's all.
In that case, I should like sell something.
Oh, it's you again.
This guy is still here, by the way. No, not that. Don't sell the materials. Even though at this point, I don't know if I need them anymore. I guess for the new weapon, I'm assuming I'm gonna get.
Swing by again sometime. Nothing beats making.
But yeah, this guy's like, you know, the campsite does feel like a hub, you know? Even though most of the characters have already left, but... Well, there's like this robot guy, mage lady, and this guy, but like I feel like even though this is the hub, this guy never really expands his inventory. I wish he did, you know? It's the other merchant that we expand the inventory for. But he should just be here instead, you know? Anyway, oh yeah, I think you...
I'm so sorry.
For being a machine. Alright, okay, here you go. I think it's this one, right? Well, this one apparently... Oh no, wait. Oh, this is different actually. Wait, there's... Oh. It uses the Guardian's nucleus. That's a different nucleus. I didn't realize. I was gonna say though, there's also this one, the Mutant Blader nucleus. I don't know if you can get another one in one playthrough. But, you know, this is from Ursula and I got the red deer instead. Anyway, but there's this one too. The Arbiter. Arbiter. So this one is the weapons used by the Sea Guardians of the Tree. Symbolizing the broken hearts of the Lost Bladers. This one is the Lance. Bestowed by Aether the Father upon Lost Kid. Harnesses the power of thunder. Okay, so I'll get this one first. I guess I can sell here, I didn't realize. And then I'll get this one.
So empty.
Oh, empty. And I don't know if I'll be using these weapons, but, you know, just to check it out. Look at this one first. Yeah, it's just another... Again, I hate this, like, polearm thing. You know what it is? For some reason, it's the first animation. I hate how, like, whoop, you have to, like, bring it up whoop, like that. I don't know why, but I hate that animation for some reason. I don't know why I hate that animation, but... It's like, you know, whoop, like, I don't know why I don't like that animation. Like, you bring it up and you do that because it reminds me of the halberd animations in Dark Souls, really. Like, they always feel like you're like wildly swinging a polearm. It's not bad necessarily, it's just for me, for some reason, it has that feeling to it, you know? Like, I'd much rather the animation feel more unwieldy so that it emphasizes how heavy or, you know, powerful the weapon is, or the opposite where it just feels a little bit more, I don't know, like a polearm anyway, it should feel a little bit more like snappy. I don't know. For some reason I don't like polearms in Dark Souls games for some reason. Even though polearms are, like, historically, medieval times, the strongest weapon on the battlefield, really. Everyone's using a freaking polearm. They're not using swords. No, I guess you use a sword and shield, I guess. But, like, you know, you don't really use a sword by itself, even though that's always, like, in every, like, for some reason, medieval fantasy, like, video game or movie or whatever, everyone's just using swords. But, like, actually, most people are using polearms. If you're, like, a soldier or whatever. Okay, what's the special ability? Whee! Interesting pose. What was that? Right? Any follow-up to that, or is that it? Leaps to a great height, smashes down, then explodes. That's all it does. Whee! Kaboom! Alright. Let's check out this one. Also swing it the same way, by the way, despite the fact that there's no, like, bladed part of the weapon. You just kind of swing it the same way. Again, one of the minor gripes about this game is that I wish there was more animations for the larger weapons to differentiate between them, you know? Because we have a lot for the fast weapons, like the dual-wield weapons, the sword, katana, even the claw weapons. They're all fast weapons, generally, and they all have different animations. But for some reason, all the, like, longer type weapons, they're all literally the same. You know, except maybe this heavy attack. Like this one's a poke, so I think sometimes it's a slash, but, you know, they're all kind of the same. I don't like it. I don't like... I don't know what it is exactly. I can't describe exactly why I don't like that animation. Again, it's not a bad animation, it just doesn't feel satisfying, I don't know. Anyway, what's the special ability? Whee! Kaboom! Was that it? Any follow-up to that? Oh, there is. Oh. Whoa! Okay, okay. We do a little bit of the abilities from Lost Kid. That's interesting. You know, she's like summoning those swords, like freaking Margit or whatever from Elden Ring. Jump up, then slash down. Then unsheath the sword inside, perform a continuous chop. And then that's it. Oh, bum! Bam, bam! Wow, amazing. And then get a little buff, or you get a little lightning buff. Alright. I don't know, for some reason, I want to use like heavy weapons, but in this game they just don't feel satisfying because they're just all the same animations. They feel more like pole arms than they do like heavy, like actual heavy ass weapons. I don't know. Even though that's actually super unrealistic, you know, having like a super heavy like berserk guts sword, you know, is just like not viable at all in real life combat, but like it's cool. I want to smash things. I want to actually smash things. Like vertically, you know, just bring the sword back and then just freaking smash things. That's what I want. As like a light attack animation. Just not even heavy attack. I'm talking about like the normal attack should just be that. That's how I feel. But anyway. Alright, well let's continue. Let's finish up the game, I guess. Gotta talk to you first, I think.
This is death.
Death.
More painful than imagined.
Is it your first death?
Was one I've seen too. I fear when a blade ends.
I already went through all this dialogue, so that's why I'm skipping it. Arisa.
I once believed it is that to strength in the end, but now I hear Byron, the world. So
I promised my friends,
This is new.
Shirley and Stone, I promised them that I would defeat the Church and Necros, and I want to help Shirley and the people build a new home on this land.
a new home. I see. In that case, I shall bear witness to the future you promise. As Steve's blader,
I assume this is the same.
lost kid.
So she does ask you, right? It's like, what is your resolve or whatever. First time she's like, I forget what she said, but I think she said like, I just want to help people, you know? And that's it.
See her resolve.
But this time it's more specific because he did side quests. I do wonder though if it matters, like, is it specifically for the Shirley quest, or is if you don't do the Shirley quest and only do the Delpha quest or something like that, I wonder if that affects the answer. Not sure. I think according to the guide though, I think if you do all the quests, you get a choice at the end, I think. And that affects your ending. I think so. One of the symbols necessary to achieve the evolution indicated by the tree. We're over here for some reason, though. Why are we over here? Is the game telling us to talk to Sharon or whatever? Karen? Karen! You know, the Karen meme? Hello.
The tree is now in full bloom. You have succeeded, Orisa. You will become a new life form, the pinnacle of evolution. The sphere is now open to you. Go. Achieve what you desire. I'll be waiting for you at the gate of the sphere. ...
You know, were we teleported here before? I mean, well, before as in, like, even before I even did the side quests. I don't remember what exactly happens after you defeat Lost Kid, like, the first time without doing the quests. I don't remember. Do we also get teleported here, or maybe we don't? I don't think so. I think this is just special if you actually, like, reached this area before and also did the side quests. Anyway, that makes me think I want to, like, make another backup. So hold on, I'm gonna make another backup just in case. Name this here, C, and then copy that. Put this over here. Okay. All right. Let's continue. I think we're ready. We must touch this glowing ball. I enter the sphere. Because I think last time you go up the stairs and then you just get teleported to Elysium, right? Branch fixed. Ah yes, Skyrim or whatever. So I guess Skyrim is usually, for the most part, well, I don't know actually, I can't remember exactly, but Skyrim, isn't there like mostly snowy areas? I think there's like some not snowy areas though in Skyrim. Anyway, you know, generic open world RPG. First thing I think of. And I think that's intentional. Also, my OBS tends to freeze, by the way. I can't tell if testing. Okay. Usually, I have like audio meters that like an audio mixer in OBS. You know, default audio mixer that shows if I'm talking or not. But for this game, it kind of freezes, you know? When I'm not focused on the OBS window, it just kind of freezes, so I can't tell if the audio is working correctly or not. I've been fiddling with the audio, by the way. I haven't really changed much. I just kind of lowered the noise gate. What I really want to change is the noise suppression filter. Because if I don't use the noise suppression filter, there's a bit of a hissing sound in the microphone. It's the nature of my interface and everything. So to alleviate that, I use a noise suppression filter, but sometimes it cuts off some of my sounds, I feel like the S sound. Sometimes when I say like, I don't know, like screw you or whatever, like screw you, sometimes it cuts the S sound, so it sounds like I'm saying crew you, you know? Oops, I knocked off my water bottle. Oh, got achievement as well. Repair all branches. Anyway, but yeah, it sounds like I'm saying crew you. I'm saying screw you, you know? It cuts off my S sound. Sometimes my S sounds and my F sounds sometimes. I feel like. I'm not sure. Oh, cutscene. I was actually thinking of making another, like, backup save just in case, but oh well.
Hello, I am Zeus.
Even though his real form is a twink boy. I don't know, something like that. Anyway. Okay, whatever. I'll do this fight again. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, my noise suppression filter. I tried to use other kinds, but I don't know, like I couldn't find a good one, you know, because the default one for OBS is, I believe, RN noise. There's like a lower quality one where you can actually control the amount of suppression you want to use, because in the RN noise one you can't. It's just default. You can't really change any settings. But for squeaks or whatever, like a different noise suppression filter on OBS, you can control the suppression level, but I think overall it sounds worse. Even if you like lower the suppression level so it doesn't suppress as much, it still sounds bad when it's on, so I don't like it. It's a problem. And I've also tried something called, what's it called? Something? I forget what it's called exactly. Reaper? It's a Reaper plugin. I tried some of the Reaper plugins as well, but they also just don't have a good quality to them. And there's something called RTX Voice, I believe. Which doesn't work though, because I don't have an RTX graphics card. You know? So it just doesn't work for me. Ow. Ow. I didn't get hit by that, but I still ow. I still said ow anyway. Ah. I can't tell when you're swinging. Oh. Hold on, wait. Wait. Oh, damn it. I wanna like heal. I'll do it all over again. Actually, I should make a backup here. Alright, time to make another backup, by the way. No, I'll just use the same folder. Like so. Alright. Making sure that I made the right backup. Okay. But yeah, RTX Voice doesn't work because I've heard good things, but it only works for RTX graphics cards. I still have a GTX NVIDIA GPU. Now, part of the reason if I do upgrade, I would prefer a NVIDIA GPU because I don't know, it has that, and also I believe better encoding for streaming. So even though it's more expensive than AMD video cards, like it has other benefits, which would be useful, I guess. Stop dodging! I parried it. It doesn't. Bad idea. Doesn't help me at all. Boom 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 boom. Damn it. Done? Okay. Oh, come on. There you go. What's his move? I don't remember. Is just this? It's just a bunch of... Okay. T-pose guys at you. No. No. Oh, big ball of energy, which I don't know if I can parry. I kind of... I was gonna say, I don't want to do it. Okay, worked out that time. That's a big grab move. I always get hit by. Ow. Ow. What are you, Elden Beast? It really is like Elden Beast. Sort of, not exactly, but similar idea. You find like a weird, like, glowing crystal thing. Or not crystal, I don't know what you call it, but it's transparent, you know? Anyway, in terms of noise suppression, I don't know, I just want to finish my thoughts for that. I couldn't find anything good, so I just left it as is. Even though I tried different types of filters, it's just... At the end of the day, I use the one I'm using right now. Can you stop? Can you stop? I want to do the thing. Yeah, there we go.
You are but a creation.
You are but a creation. I'm now Gilgamesh. I use the gate of Babylon.
Master Nyx.
Master Nyx again. Which, again, I think it was implied that they were the one that created the Necros or whatever, right? Maybe. Here's Karen, or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce the name. Karen? I thought it was Sharon. It's not. Yeah. Yeah, due to my Necros. That's the only line that implies that they belong to Master Nyx, but I'm not sure.
No.
Yeah, you don't know this translation though, so I feel like some translations, there's a little bit of mistranslation sometimes in this game.
Purview to discuss the issue
So it can be confusing.
of the experiment itself.
Supremacy, whatever that means. I don't know what that means. Yada.
Too much mud.
You have eaten too much mud.
And you have severed ties with the world, causing a significant loss of efficiency.
So, how is your project progressing?
Charon? How you say Charon?
What you have created by unleashing that
This anime girl.
inefficient mud.
As you see, Your Grace, she is the final product of the Tree Project.
The ultimate waifu.
Undoubtedly, she has achieved the equilibrium we envisioned.
So this is new?
Determined, yet not reckless. Compassionate, yet not gullible.
Are you sure? Because I don't know if she has a personality.
Accomplishment.
Is it that great?
What say you, Ether?
Like Arissa doesn't say much. She just repeats
And it is
like
indeed
the last word someone says with a question mark and says I see all the time, so
all the units.
The ceaseless strife has concluded. Now it is time to embrace our new leader.
Arissa, you have attained the evolution we sought as the epitome of all life. This planet has fulfilled its purpose, and we shall leave. The gods shall return, and you shall lead the sphere.
I must
Step
go.
into the sphere.
My people need me.
Guide us to the stars.
Okay, so I mean, obviously this is the decision that gets you the alternate endings besides the default one, where, you know, it just kind of ends here. The normal default ending implies that you just stay with the humans until they all die, and then you just kind of hang out on the barren earth forever. Though again, I do wonder where all the animals are, you know? Like, is it all... if it's humans that die, it's like, whatever, you know? There's other species, right? You can just hang out with the other species, but I don't know. I feel like all living things have died as well, so it's kind of boring, you know? It's like, eventually, I guess you just kind of get bored on Earth, because there's no one to talk to. Anyway, okay, so I think... Yeah, I think we'll accept the invitation first, because if you decline, I'm pretty sure that leads into a boss fight. So, let's accept. And I guess the implications of that is that we're leaving Earth. Which kind of goes against our promise, you know? It's kind of like an evil choice. I mean, not evil, but like, it's kind of a betrayal to all the people that we helped a little bit. I don't know. And then again, like, when we leave, what does that mean exactly, you know? Because maybe the humans will thrive without us. Either way, right? Because we did find the whole plant thing, and like, you know, Adelpha will grow plants again, and food, and I think it implies that Charon, when she leaves, all the mud will go away, but at that point, maybe they don't need it anymore, right? I don't know. I will accept. Let's go. Let's go into the sphere, whatever that means.
Oh, nascent child, please embark on the path to the sphere. Your power will guide the gods in exploring the uncharted realms. We will break free the shackles and transcend the stars.
Okay. And that's it, it just ends there. Very Dark Souls, really. Either way, it just kind of, you know, it implies what happens, but then you don't really see anything. It's just kind of like, oh, that's it, bye. It's very Dark Souls. That's how it is in Dark Souls 1. I can't remember. I mean, there's all Dark Souls 2 and 3. Usually it's just a choice at the end. It's like, do you want to do this or do you want to do that? And then, congratulations, you did it. And then credits, you know? You know, it never shows like an aftermath or kind of epilogue or anything. I mean, you know, you expect an epilogue for like a more narrative focus, you know, story game, I guess. But it's not really like a Souls game thing, really. You know? Originally, I liked it. I liked the Dark Souls endings only because you make your own character, right? So the idea is that whatever happens next is left to your interpretation, which I like that part. But for this game, though, again, it's this awkward thing where your character is a named character. You don't really change much about them, other than, like, you know, fashion. So they are their own character, and yet they're kind of flat, you know? So it's weird, right? This awkward thing where if they're gonna do that, you know, if they're gonna do a thing where you can interpret the story however you want, dependent on your character, then allow me to make my own character then, you know? I don't know. It seems like she doesn't have much personality anyway, even though she's supposed to be a protagonist. Anyway, is that it? I'm just waiting in case, but I'm just gonna skip it. If I reload, okay. It says here if I reload, I go to the slums. So instead of doing that, I will close the game and then copy paste my backup save. Hopefully this will work. And then open the game again, so we can see what the other ending is like. The other ending, I guess, is like, oh, you know, we say no, and then stuff happens. To fight the boss again, though. Sense games. Reload in the sphere? You know, I don't know. I still don't know what the sphere is exactly. I guess it's implied to be like, you know, just a thing. Like, I mean, this place just in general. And then when they say the sphere, I guess it's like you go into the sphere, like it's like a spaceship or something. I don't know. Is there an explanation actually? Because yeah, I keep missing the lore, by the way. There's actually a bunch of lore just by looking at the teleportation points, but this is the tree garden created by Ether within the sphere. A laboratory for human consciousness, pretending to be a paradise, but actually it's not an MMORPG. It's actually a pay-to-win, you know, like loot box, season pass MMO, you know, that makes you grind there forever. You lose your soul. And again, sphere, a realm formed by pure consciousness. Connect with the pan-galactic consciousness space, apparently, whatever that means. The universe, I guess. Alright. Oh, the map updated. Alright. It's only been an hour, but I actually want to go to the washroom real quick, so I'll be right back after a few minutes. BRB, and then I guess we'll do the final secret hidden boss? Guess we'll see. Anyway, I'll be right back. Alright. Let's finish up this game. You know, just for fashion. I'm gonna change up the armor maybe, real quick. This one's cool. I like this one for a while. You know, let's just go back to this one. I think this one looks the coolest. I don't know. It fits. I feel like fits the most. Anyway, I don't know if it matters, but like, let's see let's do the final thing in this video game. But not yet though. I have to fight this guy again. I'll fight this guy again. I feel like freaking. Like, how do you say, like, Zeus poser, you know, or something like that? Like a fake Zeus, like a guy who wants to be Zeus, but like he's not really Zeus. He's just a guy that is just LARPing. I guess that's the word, LARPing. He's just LARPing as Zeus. Ow. I'm dodging. Well, funny because I did try to dodge and I just dodged into another explosion, so it didn't work out. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. You know, again, I don't know, maybe I'm misremembering, but like I swear there was a review of this game that did say like, oh, you know, there's many great things about the game and everything, but I didn't, you know, the lack of music was bad or whatever, you know, or at least like a point against it was the lack of music. And it's like, that's not true. There is music, there's boss music. Did they accidentally turn off like the music in the options or something? Because there is music, is the thing. Ow. Damn it. I don't want to die again this time. But yeah, there's plenty of music. Only, like, there's always music when there's like a boss fight, which there are plenty in this game. At least a good amount. Let me dodge that. And when there isn't, it's just, you're just, you know, walking around the level, which is just ambience, which is like a good thing, because that's how Dark Souls is in the original as well, in the original Dark Souls. Like I can't remember in the other Dark Souls it was different, but I remember in Elden Ring in particular is when I've noticed that in Elden Ring there is plenty of like overworld music, you know, and battle music. Whenever you fight like just a normal regular enemy, you know, it always plays some kind of like dynamic theme, you know, or whatever. It's kind of cool, but I feel like it's a little overdone. Sometimes I prefer peace and quiet, you know, or at least just the sounds of me exploring and fighting enemies, and that's it. I don't need like every single time I fight an enemy, you know, like Legend of Zelda, right, or something like that. Like every time there's like there's always some kind of soundtrack playing the whole goddamn time. I feel like it should it shouldn't do that actually. It should feel like a desolate world, right? But for the most part, there shouldn't be like a freaking pumping soundtrack the whole time, because it doesn't really fit the world. I feel like that's how I feel like anyway. Here we go again. That's it. You know, let me try. Oh. Let me try this. Oh, uh-oh. Okay. Do some extra damage, you know? Extra DPS, so it's just at the very end of the game do I use this. ability. Because I do want a DPS burst this boss because, you know, I already fought like 3 times at this point. And not even 3 times, but you know. I wonder if I should save my healing items though. Okay, well, let's go up to this guy and beat the crap out of him. Come on, hurry up. And boop, go away.
You are but a creation.
Ooh, ee, ah, ooh, ee, ah, ooh, ah, ee, oh, ah. Ooh, ee, ah, ooh, ee, ee, ooh, ee. I don't want to skip too fast though. I don't want to accidentally, you know, in video games where you like, accidentally like skip through all the dialogue, but then when the option shows up, you accidentally like press the first one, you know, and you didn't get to choose. Happens a lot. The slow down, you know. Anyway, so this time let us decline the invitation. No, I don't want to go to space. Actually, there's no internet up there. Where's the Wi-Fi? No, I want to stay here, so I can like play video games and watch anime. Assuming we can rebuild humanity, you know, and create like reinvent the internet again. But anyway, decline. No, thank you. No, that's okay.
She refused. What should we do?
I see.
I see.
Harpy. I'll take you with me, Orisa.
I feel like that's supposed to be it's supposed to sound like a threat, but it just sounds like you just talk normally. I can lick this branch though. Hold on. Quick timeout. Can I upgrade? I do have some crystals, so do that real quick. Anything I want to change? I don't know. I'm gonna leave real quick. You know, I can leave real quick. I guess that's it. Let me double check my healing items though. Let's see. I have 34 of these, 70 of these. You know, the sacred blood crystal that I'll never use. Not even the final secret hidden boss fight, because I feel like, you know, in the beginning I never want to use these because it's like, oh, you know, it's like it's a waste, right? But at the end I also never want to use these because, like, well, it's not fair, right? Because you know, I have a freaking like super heal button that I can use. That feels too cheesy. It feels like cheating, you know, so I never want to use it either. Never mind the 10 healing duel or healing life duels I have, but you know, I don't know, I just feels like I don't want to use this because it's cheating. Alright.
Why do you cling to it?
Okay, there's Charon, and there's also Harpy. Even though, I guess the name is Harpy. It's just a bird, though. It's not a real Harpy. When I think of Harpies, I think of bird anime girls. I don't know. You know, anime girls except with bird wings. Ow. Oh. I don't know. Parrying a bird is like... I don't know how you parry a bird. How does that work? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm assuming you don't stand on the squares. Where you go? I don't know what to do. How do you know when a bird attacks you, huh? Ow. You can get the fatal strike, by the way. Who are you? Oh, come on. Screw you. Oh, get out of the square. It really is like an MMORPG, like threat squares or whatever, you know? Oh, no. I assume they're gonna swing again. They do, but like in a different way. Where'd you go? Over here? Okay. When it's left to right, it's a 3-hit combo.
Why do you deny us?
Ow, still got hit a whole bunch. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, well now we fight Charon, like, for real now, I guess. Are those... they're just pits. I'm assuming it's just instant death. If you accidentally end up there. Anyway, your bird sucks. Can I have to beat you up now? Oh, come on. What's going on? I'm not sure. Really? Nothing? Ow. Ow, of course. I'm assuming she has some kind of shield. I don't think she's invincible. Hopefully. Otherwise, I don't know what to do. Ah. Are you kidding me? Stop it. Really? I don't know if we can parry that. It was kind of awkward though, because it kind of hits you like behind, or from behind. There you go. Oh, interesting. That's a cool animation, huh? You know, I did kind of wish we had different animation depending on the weapons that we had. In Dark Souls, that's what you do, you know. Depending on the weapon you have, you have different like animations. In this game, not so much. You always do almost always the same animation, right? Except just now. That's the only exception, was just now. Oh, really? I forgot about that. Oh, come on. Ow.
Yet the universe holds countless futures.
Not really. No. Blam. It's a lot of damage. Whatever that means. Hide in the square? Okay. I did notice, yeah, if you touch the squares, you don't die, you just get stunned. Who's that? Was that Asteria? I couldn't recognize who that was exactly. I assumed that was Asteria, telling us to hide in the square. I wish you could parry though, come on! Can't parry anything? What's the point of this entire video game if I can't parry? You know? No, that didn't work. What's the goddamn point of this entire video game if I can't parry the attacks? I try to parry. Come on. I want to parry something. I don't know if I even can. Because I feel like one more, you know, break of her shield, that's it, you know, I assume anyway, unless it's the second phase, I don't know. There you go, see? I parried something at least. Come on. I want more parries. I want to parry everything. That's the whole point of this video game. Blam. Or maybe that was Lost Kid. I mean, we were using Lost Kid's sword, you know? Hey, what'd she do? She took my thing. He touched me inappropriately. What the heck?
Looks like this girl doesn't want to come with us.
No matter. You have surpassed us, Orisa. We have no right to interfere with your choice. Since you insist on staying, we will bid farewell here. Humans once created us, but they have lost their value to us. We will no longer sustain their ecosystem. Only doomed fate will you be able to save them.
Oh, that was weird. Dialogue didn't play correctly. Boobs. Why do we zoom in on her boobs?
Than you think. They will endure dark times and overcome suffering. They will build homes on the healed land. They will be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth.
Yeah, that's cool. Delpha gets the last word on this. You know, Orisa doesn't say that. You know, I was thinking Orisa would say that. You know, not Delpha. Who's this Delpha guy who's saying all this? Why don't we say it? I thought we were the most, you know, powerful blader guy or girl, gal or whatever. You know? You think she'd have the last word? Or, you know, what's the phrase? You know, you get the last word in or something like that? Anyway. I guess that's it. You know, it's supposed to imply that, yeah, I mean, said before, but like, because we did all the side quests, it's kind of like, even though we left, or even though the gods have left, humans will continue to rebuild. Because he learned how to make plans, essentially. But, you know, thematically, not just the plans, but also being able to have hope, I guess, you know? That's the idea. What did she take, though? You know, that's just kind of mysterious. It's like Karen or whatever, Karen took something from us. I don't know what that was exactly. Kind of like BS. Like, why did she take something? I didn't even explain what it was exactly she took. I don't know. But there you go. I mean, really, it's not... I mean, the normal ending even is very similar. It just doesn't show the, you know, the little speech at the end to be like, humanity still lives on, hooray, you know, whatever, but that's kind of it. So, you know, most of the endings are kind of same-ish. The outcomes are different, definitely, but like, you know, just cinematically anyway, it's kind of like the same, really. It's alright. Again, I've seen a lot of comments about the ending in this game and how, like, it's the worst thing ever, or something like that. Like, what happened? That's it? And it's like, I mean, most of the backstory, or the lore anyway, just kind of happens in the side quests anyway, so the endings don't really matter that much. So, if you're like, I feel like if you're like unsatisfied about the ending, it's not about the ending, it's more so you just miss the side quests, really. If you're looking for that kind of thing anyway, you should be doing the side quests, not so much the worrying about the ending, because the ending is just slightly different, you know, it's like... You either leave, you know, or you don't. Again, the conclusion is a little bit different, obviously. But it just kind of ends there, you know? That's it, you know? I'm just waiting. I mean, this credits is like sequence is really long. I don't know, is there like an epilogue thing? Yeah, there's always I always expect a stinger, right? Like, at some point in movies, in video games, they always expect some kind of stinger, and so I don't want to skip accidentally. And there's like little images here. It shows off little images. That's nice. And usually in a lot of video games, in the credit sequence, they usually show what happens to the characters afterwards, actually. But not in this one, I don't think. A lot of photos we see are, yeah, like stuff like this. Well, I mean, that could be post-epilogue, actually. But most of the photos, or whatever, the drawings, I think, are just concept art or something. I don't know. Just extras. Alright. Well, that's it. That's the game. It's not been very long for the actual stream itself, but I guess as we like start New Game Plus here, which I don't, you know, I won't play through significantly that much. I kind of wish we started at the campsite, actually. Oh well. You know, just nice and sunny. We have to start in the freaking sewers instead. It's all dank. Dank? That's not the right word. Damp is what I wanted to say.
Where is this?
Where is this? Alright. So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna conclude my playthrough here. Let me just give my, you know, my final thoughts, I guess. I don't know if I'll turn this into some kind of thing, like a video necessarily. I have a bunch of footage, which I don't know what I will use it for, you know, assuming I'll use it in the future. I don't know, but this is where it would end, I guess. But like, yeah, let me give my final thoughts. Overall, I think the game is great. You know, as I said in the beginning, I think it has all the aspects that I like in a Souls game. You know, and I feel like the people who complain about it, you know, which I don't know, there's a lot of people, but like, people who don't like this, I feel like they might have not liked the original Souls game, in which case you're a bit of a poser, aren't you? You know, it's like, come on. Like, if you don't like the mechanics in this game, then I guess you just don't like Dark Souls, you know? It's like, what are you talking about? I don't know how people find Souls-like games, but like, they don't actually like the original Dark Souls. I don't know, maybe they're like, you know, games like Neo, right? Neo, I don't know what else I can think of, but like, you know, the hack and slash type Souls games. Because I feel like there's a difference, right? There's a difference between this kind of Souls game, where the combat is a little bit slower and more methodical, versus the other types of Souls-like games, where it's a bit more like a hack and slash, which is more original, just more closely aligned to the original action games. And it's like, maybe that's what people want, right? And it's not necessarily a Souls-like to me, though. Right, where you hit like, light attack, I pressed the wrong button, but you know, it's like square, square, triangle, square, 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 you know, like do like a whole multi-hit combo, and then the enemy's like, ooh, 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 and then you do a strong attack, they're like, ooh, you know, I don't know how to describe it, but like, you know, like, you know, just original like hack and slash type games, which is fine, but that's more like an action game. It's not a Souls-like game, because to me a Souls-like game is different from the action type genre of video games, I feel like. But anyway, it's a whole rant, but like, essentially, I think this game is more closely aligned to the, you know, original type Dark Souls, which I love, actually. It's one of my favorite games. So yeah, so what I'm trying to say is like the gameplay is really good. Other than that, I guess I'm gonna pick that up. I don't need that. I guess I'll just go through this whole like little prologue, but like as I talk. But other than that, what else? I mean, what else can top? There's a few things. I guess the anime aesthetic as well. I mean, it's very subjective. I know some people don't like the anime aesthetic, but I mean, I do. It was incredibly subjective. I like it. I mean, overall, it's not even that anime. It's really just the main character and the blader anime girls, really. That's just, a little excessive in terms of its like fan service, you know? It's like obviously freaking anime girl, like scantily clad or whatever. Not always scantily clad, but obviously fan service, you know? Like they're meant to be like sexy or whatever. It's fine. I could take it or leave it, but generally though, I do like the anime aesthetic because it's just more pleasing to my eyes. I don't know. I actually don't like the super like uncanny valley, like super realistic type style, right? Like imagine like, I don't know, Oblivion, you know, the Oblivion remaster that came out recently. Like, I don't like that. Or what's it called? Expedition 33 also has kind of like an uncanny valley, like super ultra realistic faces, you know, if that makes sense. And it's like, I don't like it though, because it looks like real life, and real life is gross. To me anyway. I don't know, maybe I'm weird, but like, I don't want faces to be like super like realistic because it gets into that uncanny valley. And again, for some people, it's anime that makes them think it's uncanny, you know? Like, I don't know, it's weird to me, but like, some people look at cartoons and they're like, oh, it's uncanny. And it's like, to me, it's not. Like, it's like not real enough for me to like find it not uncanny, if that makes sense. It's only when it's too realistic, right? When it's actually like closer to like real life is when I find it uncanny. Ironically. But not when it's anime. When it's anime, it's like, it looks fine. It looks like, you know, stylized, right? But anyway, but yeah, so I like the aesthetic. But when you think about it, the aesthetic, again, it's not really that anime. For most of the area, like, for example, these sewers are really just, I don't know, it's not really anime. It's just a universe. And if anything, on top of that, I want to mention as well, not only is the combat more like a Souls game, more so than other Souls-like, I feel like. You know, at least some other Souls-like games. Not all, because I haven't played them all, but you know. Not only that, but also the environments. The environments is very much like a Souls-like game, or like a Dark Souls game, where like it feels like a destitute, post-apocalyptic universe. There's environmental storytelling, I guess, to a certain extent. Like here and there, you know. Little like lore things you find, notes you pick up, things like that. I like it, you know. I like it when the story is told not through excessive cutscenes, you know, or too much dialogue, which, to be fair, you know, to get most of it though, you have to do all the side quests. And again, partly my fault because I couldn't find it, you know. I couldn't do the steps correctly. Well, not correctly, but I missed some steps rather. For example, for Shirley's quest. So it did feel a little bit too much at the end, but you know, if you find it naturally, then you would just get pieces of the world, you know, of the understanding of the world here and there, once in a while, which is why I prefer, right? And sometimes if you don't care about the story, then you can just skip it, I guess. Like, it's not necessary, right, to enjoy the game. I prefer it though. I like it when the story is kind of like told subtly, right, without it being in your face like a freaking, like, you know, like a tutorial message, you know, whatever, right, where like it's a big pop-up and it's like, you are here in this world, welcome to the super ultra mega metropolis world, you know, let me give you a quick summary of what the world history is like, or whatever. And there's like a little buddy that talks to you the whole time. They're like, hey, welcome, I'm your guide, you know, for the entire game. Let me explain like what every little detail of this world is like, you know, whatever, you know. I don't like that. I much prefer when I get to choose. Like, even if the amount of lore that you get is basically the same, I prefer it if I get to search for it myself, you know, for some reason. It's like, it's a weird like freedom of choice kind of thing where like if it's forced upon me, I don't want to read it. But if I get to choose to read it, then I want to read it, you know, for some reason. It's kind of like, I don't know, a psychology thing. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but like if I get to choose to like, you know, to digest the information, then that's how I prefer it, I guess. Also, freaking pimp slap or whatever, freaking pimp slap robot. That attack always gets me. It happens so quick. Come on, there you go. What else? Again, this is just my like kind of like a weird pseudo review that I always give at the end of a playthrough. But like, so yeah, the world building is like really good. I like that. It's very much like a Dark Souls game. Again, I don't know why people, you know, people who don't like this game, I don't know, they don't like it for all the wrong reasons, because this is like good like world design in terms of the actual like matching the original Souls games. Actually, there's like an NPC here. It's not here anymore. It's weird, very strange. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, let's see, what's another thing I like? Oh yeah, I want to mention the sync rate system as well. Very, you know, it's not too deep, but basically I like how the sync rate system kind of ties your stamina, your poise, and your mana all to one bar, which in some ways simplifies things, but also makes it kind of cool because it also incentivizes you to like be aggressive, which is kind of like a little bit more unique than the other Souls games actually. So instead of like backing off, because your stamina is too low. You back off because you don't want to like get hit by the enemy pattern. You focus more on the actual fight rather than worrying about like meters, I guess, if that makes sense. And if your meter is low, then you just gotta do more damage, or you gotta get hit less. You know, you just gotta get better at the game. You gotta get good, essentially, which is great. I like how it just naturally like makes you just want to get better at the game. Is the idea. I'll just level that up. We are New Game Plus, right? It's weird because we don't get to talk to NPCs anymore. You think in New Game Plus? I'm assuming this is New Game Plus. I did chose to go New Game Plus, right? Yeah, all the areas we lose all the teleportation points and everything, so it is New Game Plus. We don't talk to Laura Stereo again though. I guess I feel like New Game Plus is not really like a big. I mean, I don't really do New Game Plus a lot anyway in the original Souls games. At least, not without like doing multiplayer, I guess, because usually for the other Souls games, you know, once I finish the game, I don't really do much other than like maybe replay it through a different character, for example, or like do multiplayer, I guess. Anyway, I mean, what else do I like about the game? I'm trying to think. It's mostly it. Again, like it's just very close to like this original Souls game. I like the parry system, of course. Parry system is very good. You know, people always compare the parry system to other types of parries, and the parries is a very broad term, but like I feel like they mix up two kinds of parries. There's deflection type parries, which is actually this game does have actually, is this type parry, where like it's just immediate, you know, and it's based on your reaction time, which is fine. That's more like Sekiro type parries, more of like a deflection. But there's also this type of parry where it's not immediate actually, even though it's actually pretty fast in this game, but like, you know, it's not immediate and actually has some startup frames, so you can't just react and just parry right away. But I like that. I like that type of parry. It's more like a counter parry. In fact, in this game, it's literally called a counter field. Not really a parry, but it's like a counter attack, right? Like that. But it's so satisfying. I don't know. I like it. I like the fact that it does take some time. It's not immediate, you know, so it's not based on reaction time. It's very important though, because the game needs to be designed around it as well, which this game is, for the most part, is actually, because you can parry so many things in this game. So it is satisfying because you have to not just like, oh, you see the attack and boom, you have to react like right away. So it's just purely reaction time, but rather you have to learn enemy patterns. You have to learn, predict them, which is a good thing, you know. Again, some people don't like that. I feel like looking at the Steam discussion, you know, forums or comments and reviews about this game, but I love it. I love this style of parry because it really shows, you know, I mean, maybe not exactly like you've mastered it, you know, or mastered the system necessarily, but it feels like it, you know. It feels like you've got it, right? Because it rewards you for like actually paying attention and actually paying attention to the attack patterns and all that. So to me, it's like very fun. Ow, ow. Even though I don't get it all the time, but oh well. Ow. Come on. There you go. To me, it's fun. Oh yeah, there's like a weapon here. Is there any point of getting duplicates? I already have this weapon, right? I'm getting distracted just playing through the game again, but I'm trying to find it. Oh, here you go, see? I got two of these. What was I talking about? I already forgot. Oh yeah, the parry. I like the parry, basically. I think it's good, you know? It's different from just simply just pressing the button and reacting right away. Like that, it's a different type of parry. This is a type of parry I like best, especially if the game is designed around it. You know, the game has to be designed around it for it to be fair, I feel like. Where the attacks have to be telegraphed in some way, right? And I feel like overall this game is fair. You know, obviously there's some combo attacks, some delayed attacks, but like, as long as the game's designed around it, where like the enemies don't just attack you like in one frame, you know, essentially, or at least in some way it isn't like, you know, again, telegraphed, then it's fair. And for the most part, I think this game does that. As far as I remember as well, like there isn't any kind of like boss fights that was too hard because like it was too unfair or whatever. Like again, everyone hyped Ursula so up, or everyone hyped up Ursula so much, and yet I didn't find her that hard. It's a shame because I did want to like at least one fight that was like super hard, but I guess yeah, I didn't get that. Oh well. Damn it. Come on. There you go. See, you gotta time it, right? You gotta predict it, you gotta time it. You can't just do it willy-nilly, right? You have to actually learn it. Which is cool. I like learning. Learning is fun. Learning is fun, kids. Do I need to open this again? I don't know. Alright, well, what else? I guess I also want to mention, like, you know, again, overall the game's really good. Some gripes about the game, though. Like, a few things, definitely. I guess performance, which, again, partly my fault, though, because I have a gold graphics card. But, I don't know, some areas do feel like a little bit too resource intensive. So that's a problem. I don't know if they ever fix it, because this game, I don't know, it's like, this game kind of, like, relatively recently. Like, last month, I think, at this point. Maybe. Was it last month or 2 months ago? I don't know. It wasn't too long ago. But, you know, resource, you know, rather, performance issues. I'm trying to think. Anything else? I mean, there is. Oh yeah, the lack of variety, at least for the heavy type weapons. I wish there was a bit more variety of animations for the heavy weapons. That's another thing I wish it had. And what else? Oh yeah, the main protagonist, right? I don't like how the main protagonist is kind of a, like, she's a bit of a wet blanket, you know? Like, she's kind of boring. And it's like, it's not because, I don't know what the word is, but like, I feel like it's not her fault. I feel like the writers or developers of the game try to make it like she's like a weird self-insert type character, but she isn't, if that makes sense. So this is this weird in-between where it's supposed to be like a self-insert character. Right? So she's a blank slate. In fact, she even has the backstory for it, where she has amnesia, she doesn't have her memories, right? But at the same time, she has her own name and everything, and her own kind of pseudo backstory, which again, still a little bit ambiguous because she's apparently just this random blader that, you know, turned into one of the Guardians because she gave up on her mission, but then was revived by Asteria and everything. It's kind of the idea. But like, that kind of backstory is kind of very open-ended, so at that point, why even have her name be Arissa, you know? Like, I mean, it could also just be Arissa. I guess it's like a, you know, like a code name for the protagonist, I guess. But what I'm trying to get at is, I wish there was a character creator, basically, you know? I wish you could just make your own character, you know? Or just change some of the, like, I don't know, like, change some of the features, like, a little bit more. Just have some kind of character creator, so you just make your own character, right? So you can, like, insert whatever kind of roleplay you want for your character, because I feel like that's part of the fun of original Dark Souls. The part of the fun of the original Dark Souls is the ability to do that. Like, making your own character and, like, trying to imagine what your character, how it would fit in the world as you play through it. That's how I feel, anyway. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. Hello. And let's see, anything else I'll think of? Wait, I can't open that yet. I'm trying to think. I don't know, I don't really remember much. I mean, there's probably a few other things too. I mean, I guess the whole, like, ability system too, right? I never get to use much of it, really. Maybe it's my own fault, but, like, I mean, I don't know. The shield is, like, shield is basically if you're a big coward. You know, if you're a big baby that wants to play easy mode, it really is just difficulty select, really. You know, people sometimes complain about, like, the fact that you can't choose difficulty in Souls games, but, like, there is difficulty select. It's called using a shield. This is easy mode. You know, yeah, using, was it parry is hard mode. Using the lightning dodge really is like normal mode. But it's weird that we get it, like, later, you know? Like, we get it way later after the shield and the parry, or even the piercing ability. Like this one. This one's a weird one, because it's a purely offensive ability, which It's great for like speedrunners, you know, but like I don't know, for the first time playthrough, I feel like you don't want to use it because you lose health, right? Part of the issue with like a first playthrough is like you don't want to take too much damage in the first place because you're learning the patterns. It's only after you've like mastered the game and you learn all the patterns and everything. Oh, let me do that. Then you want to like focus on DPS bursts. I feel like, you know, I don't know. Unless you do really do focus on offensive damage to the point where you skip a boss fight because you do so much damage, I guess. But I don't like doing that in the first place because it's not fun to do that, you know? I'd rather learn the patterns first and actually see the boss fight, you know, do its thing before I start to learn it and actually like win, you know? But I don't want it to be over too soon. It's my issue. Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing. You know, there's one more thing I want to do in this game, actually. Technically, I didn't do. I forget where it was, though. I guess this way? You know, fight the freaking Blader again. Is what I want to do. Actually, it's not this way. It's, oh, I forgot. It's after the big laser guy. I guess I'll walk through over here. You know, actually, can I parry this? Okay, that didn't work. Oh, that kind of worked. Can I just fight this normally? I attack you. You take damage at all? Doesn't seem like it. I feel like, yeah, you can't fight it normally. You have to, like, destroy this hand. Ow. Kaboom! Whee! Oh, there it goes. It falls away so quickly. Can't see the, you know, the animation from a better angle. Anyway. I'm just playing through the game again, you know, this is what I'm accidentally doing. I don't know. I just want to fight that one Blader again. But what else? I guess that's kind of it. That's all I would want to say about the game, really. So, you know, in conclusion, it's a good game. It's super underrated, I feel like. People should play it if you like Souls games. And if you think you like Souls games, but you hate this game, then I can only assume you don't actually like Souls games. I don't know. Maybe that's gatekeeping, but that's how I feel anyway. Because this is a good Souls game, in my opinion. Like, the only thing it's missing, really, again, I said before, like, I feel the only thing it's missing, really, truly, is I wish you could make your own character, really. I feel like the story was made for that. Like, I don't know why you can't make your own character when the story is, like, literally, like, oh, you're an amnesiac protagonist that doesn't know anything, and you actually have no personality, so, like, why even bother having a protagonist, you know, having a default protagonist, you know? Might as well allow you to make your own character so you can, like, roleplay. At least in your head, anyway. I don't know, I like to roleplay in my head. I don't actually roleplay, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, I don't pretend like my character is actually speaking. I pretend... or, you know, I don't pretend that, you know, when I talk to a character and I make up my own dialogue. So that'd be kind of cool. Kind of too hard for me to do that, though. I can't just improvise that well. But, I do like the idea of just making my own character. Like my own OC in the world, so that I can imagine how they, you know, what their backstory is like, right, before they became the main character, is the idea, right? And that determines what kind of weapons they use, you know, what type of armor they would use, that kind of thing, right? Kind of like a class system in a way. So I don't know, I like that idea. And that's partially why I actually got into the first Dark Souls, right? The fact that you could like make your own character. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'll make my own character in this medieval fantasy game. And I'll explore the world. I can imagine, you know, like what they would be like in this world. Something like that. Anyway. So here we go. So here's the blader from before. I don't know, did I show this before? I don't remember, but you know, if you kill her, she actually respawns over here. She disappears though after you finish the area though. She just mutters random things though. What's she even saying? It sounds like, actually sounds Chinese. I feel like maybe they just used the original Chinese dialogue. Like shu sha shu shu sha shu sha shu shu sha sha sha. I don't know. It sounds vaguely Chinese. Is it just me? I don't know. But that's kind of it. Then she goes away once you finish the area though. That's kind of it. But yeah, anyway, so to give my conclusions about this game, it's pretty good. I think, I don't know, it's my favorite game in the world, but it was very enjoyable, you know? I really liked it, and especially because maybe I'm a contrarian, I do feel like it's super underrated, so that's partially why I wanted to play it, because, you know, it seemed like when I read the review, especially the infamous IGN review, you know, it said like this was a soulless game, but I completely disagree. This game is actually full of soul. It's actually way closer to the original Dark Souls, in my opinion. It's like, you know, it's really, really good, you know? It has its own kind of flavor to it and everything. It does, it's like, it's not a complete clone, you know? It does a few things different, but at the core of it, I think it really has a very not same, but, you know, very similar design ideas behind the original Dark Souls, and what made it, like, really good, to me anyway. So, I think, it's really good. Besides the title, I know the story has a little to do with like AI and all that, and kind of like, you know, that's what the gods are. I'm assuming they're basically like ascended AI. But I do wish they had a different title, because calling it AI Limit, the fact that it has AI in it, I feel like makes it a little bit too generic, because AI has been trending recently in general as a topic, and sometimes a little controversial even. So I feel like people might write it off just from the title. I mean, in my opinion, they might think it's like a generic AI game, but it's not though. It's actually just a good Souls game. So it's a very unfortunate English title. I don't know. I don't know how, like, what the original title is in original language. I'm assuming Chinese, but I kind of wish they chose a different name. Oh well. Anyway, also I'm losing some frames in this area. Oh well. But yeah, what else do I gotta say? That's basically it. Again, I don't know if I'll use this footage for anything, but I guess as a little reminder, I'll do a little sign off thing. But like as a little reminder for anyone who might be watching the VOD, or potentially the video. If you didn't know, I actually stream these games live, so be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out my Twitch and Twitter as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. But for the stream, well, it's only been about 2 hours. I kind of rambled a lot at the end here, because I'm basically stalling, because I don't know what I'll do next. I was thinking, again, I'll do the thing that I mentioned before, the PockeDate thing. Because, might as well try, I guess. I do want to, you know, do that final level in that game. I've been holding off on it. I kind of gave up at some point, you know, but like, before I move on to some other game, I want to, like, I don't know, do that part. So maybe I'll just do that next. Is what I'll do. So there you go. That's it for this game. I guess I'll quit here. I don't know if I'll go back to it. Unless there's maybe DLC, I guess, but I don't imagine. I mean, I don't know. I don't imagine there'll be a significant like DLC content, I feel like Like I would rather they just make a sequel, or maybe not a sequel necessarily, like a direct sequel, but like I actually want them to make another game that is similar, but with a different name. Because again, the AI limit, ironically, I do think is limiting their potential reach. Because again, people are just gonna judge it based on the name. I feel like, I don't know. This is just me. Anyway, but that'll be it for AI limits. Finally, the playthrough is finished after what? It says 40 hours, but like technically that's not true because I reload the save like multiple times, so it's actually a little bit more than 40 hours. Also, I don't know, include the off-screen stuff where I played a little bit on a different save file. But anyway, but that's it for AI limits. Yeah, it's a good game. I don't know. I said all my thoughts already. It's a good game. I liked it. I enjoyed it. But now I'll move on to something else, I guess. Now for something completely different. And to be honest, probably not that interesting, but like, I'm just gonna quit this. I'm gonna open up, what was it called? PockeDate. The Pocket Dating Simulator. Like, it's not gonna make any sense. If like somehow you find this VOD and then it just, in the middle, I'm just playing a completely different game, especially because I didn't even like, it's been a while even. Like, it's probably not gonna make any sense, but oh well. I'm gonna do it anyway. Because I don't have anything else planned, to be honest. Probably tomorrow I'll do something else, but for now, I'm just like filling in the dead time. Dead time? Dead air? Something like that. I tried opening it, didn't work. Okay, there you go. I gotta game capture it, I think. Hello Maddie, by the way. Yeah, I'm going all the way back to PockeDate. I'm hoping the save file is the same. I think it is. Let me change the title though, and everything. Let's see. I mean, what do I call this even? PockeDate. Let's call it PockeDate. Oh yeah, I should put the information about PockeDate in the thing description. Hold on. Where is it? On Steam. My Turnox. What should the title be? I don't know. Toho Bullet Hell. Like I'll just say I'm stuck on the Toho Bullet Hell section. Or I'm returning, or okay, I'll say I'm returning. I don't know the title should be that. It's a dumb title, but I'm returning to the Toho Bullet Hell section of this dating sim. No context. I don't think anyone will understand if they just somehow find the stream or like the VOD, and they won't understand what this is. But like, I don't know. I played this a while ago. Essentially, yeah, it would make sense. Oh, let me change it on Twitch as well, because it's not AI limit anymore. It's PockeDate. Maybe I should give like a little bit of context. It still wouldn't make sense. But let me see. PockeDate. I change the title technically. There. Where's my dashboard? PockeDate. I guess, should I show this? It should be fine, right? Anyway, so I played PockeDate a while ago. I think it was in February, right? That's like, how long ago? 4 months ago? It's quite a while. So what it is kind of like this dating sim, you know. It's just a typical dating sim with a horror twist. You know, think Doki Doki Literature Club. You know, you see the thumbnails here a little bit here. You choose a bunch of options, different endings. There's even one part which actually didn't show up on the stream, which I thought I reacted to it, not knowing that it didn't show up on stream. I wish, you know, I captured it properly, but basically there's a part where like it breaks the fourth wall, you know. It's like a sprite that comes up on your screen. It's supposed to be on your desktop, I guess, so it didn't get captured on OBS. Anyway, it's supposed to be a little bit spooky, right? But then there's a scene at the very end that happens where you fight basically like an evil version of the anime girl that you're dating, I guess, the dating sim part of it anyway. And you're stuck in like a bullet hell place, right? And I think I played 2 other streams, basically like 4 or 5 hours here, which was just spent on that last level. And it's not supposed to be that hard, actually. It's supposed to be pretty easy because, spoilers, just like in the end of Nier Automata, it gives you like a power-up, basically. Like extends you like a power-up that says like, oh, you know, are you having a hard time? Do you need help? And then you're supposed to like beat it super easily, right? But I'm so stubborn that I don't want handouts, you know? So I wanted to beat it like regularly without any of the power-ups that make it super easy. But as it turns out, I feel, well, for one, it's like super difficult, but also I feel like it's unfair because some of the sections in the bullet hell are impossible to dodge, especially when it speeds up to the point where I feel like at some point like you can't do it anymore, you know? But again, I'm super stubborn, so I want to do it anyway. You know, like I don't want a handout. I don't want like Akari to be like, oh, you know, do you need some help? You're pretty bad at games, aren't you? You know, let me help you out. And I'm like, no. Anyway, so we're gonna do it again. Ironically, I think. I mean, I don't know. Should I just talk while I do it? I want to focus though, so I'm just gonna say it all now. But like, you know, basically, how do I say, like, I actually beat it off screen like a couple times at this point, technically, but I didn't record it because I was just practicing. I accidentally beat it. I was like, oh, okay, let me just do it on stream. Every time I tried to do it on stream, I couldn't do it. So like, I'm stuck in this weird limbo where like I don't want to see the ending yet because technically I didn't beat it, you know, fair and square. So let's try again. Does something happen when you beat it without help? Actually, I don't know. I have no idea because I actually didn't see the dialogue after what happens. I'm assuming nothing. I'm assuming like literally nothing happened, nothing different. It's kind of like when you like beat a really hard, you know, like in a RPG or like a video game where you beat like a really hard version of the boss, but like the cutscene just shows you being defeated anyway, right? Something like that. You know. In fact, Souls games actually kind of do that in the beginning a lot. But anyway. I'm assuming it's something like that. Like you're not supposed to, but like I'm so stubborn because the way she says it, you know, the way the character says like, "Oh, do you need help?" You know, like it makes me feel like I shouldn't, right? Anyway, I'm super rusty, but it's literally been months. I haven't practiced. But basically, the strategy. At first, I thought the strategy was just to keep attacking, but actually, it's better to like guard. Actually, guarding is not a defensive. Ironically, it's not a defensive move. It's actually a defensive move. Well, I can't use my analog stick. Well, maybe it's better to use D-pad, I don't know. Anyway, it's not a defensive move. It actually powers your attack up, which at first doesn't do much. As you see there, it goes to 3 to 4, which is not much at all. But it continues to double, up to a certain point, I think. I can't remember what the cap was, but it keeps doubling, or not doubling, but like it keeps increasing. Like exponentially, I guess. And it's actually a good thing to do. I think overall it saves you more time because the longer you spend fighting Akari, the faster she goes, so you don't want to like spend too long just attacking over and over again. Especially if you miss. You can miss, by the way. If you miss, you see the percentage of this, 107%. It goes higher and higher. And if you spend too long in the fight again, then you just die. So you don't want to do that. Oh, damn it. If you get hit though, your bonus, your damage bonus goes down. So I'm already not doing very good. So that's not great. So that's the downside. Ironically, again, like you think the guard action would make you lose less health, but it doesn't. It just powers you up. It should be called something else. It should be called like boost or something. It shouldn't be called guard, you know, in my opinion. Anyway, the patterns initially aren't that hard, but especially when it gets faster. And again, there's some patterns that are just so unfair. I mean, the one where there's a bunch of bars, you know, going from left to right, and she shoots at the same time. That's when it gets unfair. Because I feel like at some point you just get stuck and you can't actually dodge the pattern, which is really bad design in my opinion. But that's just me being salty. But also I feel like it's unfair, you know? Some of the patterns you can. As long as you're good, you can dodge predictably. But some of them not so much, I feel like. I don't know. And I did look it up, by the way. No shade, or not too much shade against the developer, but they did make a bullet hell game, actually. I think it was based on like a music or whatever. It's like a bullet hell game that like plays on top of custom music or whatever, but like people did leave negative reviews on that game, at least some. They did say how like, yeah, the bullet hell patterns are a little bit unfair and sometimes they don't. I hit twice. Okay, I mean at this point I lose, but you know, I guess I'll practice anyway. But yeah, they did say like some of the bullet hell stuff is like a little bit unbalanced, which I agree with. I feel like, again, bullet hell patterns like Toho or whatever, they should be based on skill, not luck. No, by the way, let's do it again. Oh yeah, didn't I make a backup save of this game just in case? I don't know if let me double check real quick. Backup saves. I do have one, right, PockeDate? Maybe I should make another one just in case. I don't know where to find it again, though. I should be fine, hopefully, maybe? I shouldn't take the risk. I should go find it. Okay, I'm gonna find the save file just in case, just to be safe. Because I don't know if... Where is it? Where would it be, even? To find it again. Turnox, maybe? Or is it just called PockeDate? Here you go, PockeDate. Okay, I think I have it. There's a lot of backup saves, actually. I don't know if this is the correct thing. May 17th. Okay, I'm just making a backup save just in case. Because what will happen if I accidentally say yes to getting help, it wouldn't count, you know? To me, anyway. Alright, let's try again. You know, I got so close on screen before. Like super, super close at some point. To the point where the bar was empty, and yet I still lost at the end. I sent a message to the developer asking if it was a bug. The developer did reply, and they did say like they'll investigate it, but like... I don't think it was a bug, actually. I think visually it looked like it was empty, but... I think I still needed one more hit. Which is a bit of a shame, because I got so close at some point, you know? I got so close. I almost got it, and yet... I didn't. It was so annoying. Anyway. So I feel like part of winning, again, because there are some patterns that are so unfair, in my opinion. They're so unbalanced. Like, it's just based on luck, to be honest. Especially the ones with the bars. The horizontal bars. The freaking... I forget what level it was. It was the Mega Man stage, you know? I forget for which boss. You know, the Mega Man stage, we drop down, a bunch of bars that go from left to right. Instant kills you, like, yeah, basically this one. And, yeah, sometimes the bars are in an inconvenient place where we end up in a situation we can't get out of. This is very, I feel like very unfair. I don't know. Okay, secret, this one is just go through the things, but also keep going right, essentially. Alright, so 30, I think 30 is the max, so you do attack, hopefully you don't miss. I think if you miss, you can still get another try, but you do 30 best damage. I think Akari has, I think a little bit more than 100 health, I believe. It seems like, anyway. But that's basically what you do. You guard, guard, guard. You do 30 damage, guard, 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 30 damage, and then one more time. I think 4 times in a row. Oh, I got hit, damn it. That's really bad, though. If you get hit once, you know, the game really punishes you. At least, you know, in this section anyway, for getting hit once. You have to do it perfectly. The more perfectly you do, the better chance you have of actually winning. You get hit once, then it's like really bad. Ah, what the heck? See? Oh my god. Because if you take too long in the fight, the patterns will go faster, and it becomes more difficult to actually dodge everything. Oh my god. I mean, at this point, it's just practice because there's no way I'll get out of this without getting hit at least once. I don't know, get used to it again. You know, couldn't you use the analog stick before? I'm trying to use the analog stick, doesn't work. I'm just using the D-pad. I don't know, the analog stick would be better though. It'd be worse. I don't know. I think at some point I was able to switch to analog. I don't remember if I did or not. But then I found it weird, right? Because I just so used to using D-pad. No, don't ask for help. Try again. Another thing as well is like sometimes when I try to like move a little bit, it's really hard, right? Because you can't really control. You can't do the thing in Toho, by the way, where you slow down, right? There's usually like a slow down button where you just move very slowly, and sometimes you need to do that, but you can't do that in this game, especially of how like small the gaps are. Because that was the mistake last time where I got hit by the little bar. I wanted to move down like a little bit, and yet I moved a little bit too much, like 2 pixels too much. It's really hard to control that. But yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this for a little bit. Oh yeah, I should take another break as well. I should do that. I actually didn't eat breakfast yet, so I should do that. Maybe after a few tries. Maybe after this one. I actually did want to take a break. I forgot, but I want to take a break before I actually started playing PockeDate again. You wouldn't think PockeDate would be the one, right? By the way, it's just an innocent. It's supposed to be an innocent like horror visual novel, right? Just an innocent horror visual novel. Just the usual like Doki Doki whatever literature club, you know, horror twist, and that's it. But nope, there's a friggin' super difficult bullet hell section for some reason. And it's debating my existence because I cannot get the help. I'm like a... I mean, I don't know if it's offensive or not, but like, I feel like I'm like a freaking alcoholic, you know? It's like, and people are trying to get help, and I'm like, no, I don't need your goddamn help. I'm fine. I missed. That's bad. Okay. Please don't get hit. Okay. As long as you don't get hit, your damage will stay the same, so you can still get another shot. Miss again? Are you kidding me? That's so annoying. That's annoying too. Like, why is that gotta be luck-based? Hello? Why is that gotta be luck-based as well? Too much RNG. Like, RNG is fun when it's beneficial, you know? When you do like a critical hit or something in like an RPG, and you're like, oh, that's nice. I did a critical hit. But when it hinges on your ability to even win at all, it's annoying, isn't it? Like, it should be, like, RNG should be like an extra, like, oh, you know, you accidentally did even better. But it shouldn't be necessary, I feel like. I don't know. I mean, it's obviously super annoying when it's like a speedrun thing, but like... Oh, come on! Like, what is that? I lost all my health already. But yeah, the strategy is though, like, I feel like the only strategy is to just guard, 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 and then attack, guard, 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 and then attack. Yeah, that's the only thing you can do. It's fucking hellish. I hate this. Like, but I still want to do it. I'm probably not gonna get it today, but I just, you know, I want to just fill in. I just want to fill up the time, you know, for today, because I knew AI limit was not gonna take too long to finish up. Kidding me? Like, I don't know if that was like unfair, but like, it felt unfair anyway. It was just so annoying. Like, come on, fucking bars. It just feels like sometimes you gotta like move out of the way, but then you just end up getting hit by another one. And sometimes it's more blatant, you know, where like, sometimes you're like here, for example, in this gap, but then another bar comes in, and then there's nowhere to go. And it's like you just get hit, you get damaged no matter what. It's poor game design is all I'm saying. I'm sorry, I don't want to complain too much, but like, again, it's like really my own fault because I'm not using the thing the game is telling you to, but like, it's like telling me to like use co-op summon, you know, in Dark Souls. You know, you're not supposed to do that, okay? You're supposed to do it yourself. The whole point of life in video games is to be independent, not to rely on other people. Or something like that, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's not true. I mean, a lot of tropes in JRPGs is about like believing in your friends, the power of friendship. Ironically, when I think that though, isn't that like usually unfair? Like imagine like you just go up to someone and then you have a bunch of friends and then you just beat them up. Like isn't that just, aren't you the aggressor in that case? Like isn't it like, it's not, that's just like being a bully, you know? In my head anyway. Like to gang up on someone as an individual and then you bring just a bunch of other people who are your friends or whatever. That's usually a bad thing. You're like the bad guy usually. That's not very honorable. It should be 1v1. 1v1 honor duel. Box only, no items, final destination. Duh. I'm also kind of sick of this music, though it's been a while, so it's not that bad, but like, you know, I remember just doing this over and over again. At first the music is fine, but like, it gets drilled into your head for so long, you get tired of it. You know? This is the true Dark Souls, by the way. Never mind Ursula or whatever in AI Limit. It's like this is the true Souls boss. This is the feeling I wanted, you know, from Ursula. Dying over and over again. That's what I really wanted. The true experience of giving in to despair. Okay. I can actually really focus. Okay. I was gonna say though, speaking of despair, you know, reminds me of Danganronpa, which in turn reminds me of the game that came out that's made by the same person who made Danganronpa. 100 Line Last Defense Academy. I've been spoiling myself a little bit. I watched some clips, gameplay clips. It looks interesting. Don't know if I'll play it on stream though, because it's just so long. It's just a very long game. I don't know if I can commit the time for it, but like, it looks very good. It's like really hard to avoid spoilers though, because once you watch one video on YouTube, the YouTube just recommends the algorithm like a million other things related to it. Also, damn it, got stuck there. That's fair. That one's fair because the bullet, you know, usually when there's a pattern where there's another combo, or another like bullet, I guess, that shoots at the same time, it kind of follows you, so you have to like move slowly from left to right, or right to left, or whatever it is. You can't just go all the way to the edge, otherwise you get stuck. So that's fair-ish, but still annoying. The only time that's unfair though is when there's also in combination to the bars, you know, the freaking horizontal bars and the bullet trail that follows you. That's just unfair, I don't know. Come on. I like to at least get like at least 2 hits in, you know? 2 like full hits in. Then I have a chance, I feel like. Otherwise, I just gotta get lucky and just not have too many of those bullet patterns that are too difficult to dodge. It's gotta be perfect. Where's my healing? Where's my HP potions? You know? Where's my Estus flask? Come on. And this one's bullshit. Because it's hard to like, if there's a bar that hits where you're at in that pattern, you have to move away. It's like really hard to get out of that. Okay. Oh, this one's bullshit. A little bit. Oh, eat. Okay. Here we go, another one. Another one, big slam. I bash Akari in the fucking face. Or Shadow Akari, technically. It's the evil Akari, or whatever. Isn't it supposed to be the manifestation of all the... Oh, damn it. Damn it! Just lost it there. So that one's supposed to be easy. No. Anyway. You know, Shadow Akari is supposed to be the manifestation of all the other Akaris that, you know, you abandon in the multiple time loops of this game, by the way. Alright, well, I'm gonna continue doing this because I'm a fucking crazy person, but I'm gonna take a quick break first, though. So I'm gonna grab a snack, go to the washroom, I'll be right back after a few minutes, and then continue doing this to myself, I guess, for a little bit longer, because I have nothing else to do today, so that's what I'm gonna do. BRB. Let's go again. And this is just be the rest of the stream. Just me going blah, blah, blah. Going like, ooh, what the heck? That's bullshit. What the heck? And just being obnoxious, I guess. But I really do want to beat this section. You know, I don't know. I'm just the type of person that cares about how you do things, I guess. If that makes sense. It's about the journey, you know, not the destination. So even though I feel like most people would be like, do you need help? And if they accept it, then they're like, okay. And then they, you know, the whole purpose, the whole goal is just to see the ending. Like for me, it's not about the ending anymore. I don't know. I don't remember the story anymore at this point. It's more so just beating this, you know? I don't know why. It's such an arbitrary challenge. Like I don't even like those kind of challenges anyway. You know those videos on YouTube, like, can I beat Mario without jumping or something like that? It's obvious clickbait, and it's like who cares? Like, not who cares, but of course some people care because those videos tend to get millions of views. But you know, for me, you know, it doesn't really matter. You know, the like these are just arbitrary challenges to something. Like at the end of the day, video games are just artificial obstacles that you put in front of yourself. That you can finish it as easily as you want, really. Like when something's too difficult, it's like not really. You can just turn on Cheat Engine if you really wanted to, you know, at least for a single player game anyway. You know, I don't endorse cheating for multiplayer games, but you know, it's as hard as easy as you want it to be at the end of the day. It's all just ones and zeros. But how you want to do it is what's important, I feel like. And to me, even though it's not what the game intended, I feel like I don't feel like I earned the ending unless I defeat this without accepting help from other players. Or, you know, narratively speaking anyway. Because assuming like when you accept, you know, when you say yes to like, you know, accepting help from other players, you're saying basically that's what you get. You get a power up, whatever, because, you know, other players on the game, you know, lends you their strength, whatever. Freaking, you know, again, ending of Nier Automata, which I also did try to like beat on my own, and it is possible. I saw a video of somebody actually beating it without accepting, you know, the narrative like power of friendship, power up boost thing. But I couldn't. You know, I spent like hours, I think, and then I still couldn't beat it without help. And I was really, I don't know, I was really disappointed though. I didn't. It kind of soured the ending for me a little bit. You know, I couldn't enjoy it as much. So that's why this time I'm not gonna let that happen. Like I want to beat it without accepting the narrative device, you know, of like accepting help from other people. Here we go, our friendship. And it's like, it doesn't feel deserved. This doesn't feel deserved. Unless it's a mechanic that's been happening since the beginning of the game. It just isn't. It just feels like a Deus Ex Machina, right? Kind of like in a story or whatever, right? Like suddenly, you get a power up from God, hooray! You know, and then you beat the bad guy just because there was no like plot device or anything or you know, previous explanation of why suddenly the hero gets a super big power up. It's just because, I guess. Or like, you know, maybe it's like this one-off thing, like one very small detail earlier on in the story, and suddenly actually the little like fruit you ate, you know, from 50 episodes ago actually turns out to be a super power-up that will be activated when you fight this particular bad guy, you know, and now you can beat him, hooray, you know, or whatever, I don't know, something like that. You know, it feels like a Deus Ex Machina, and I refuse. I reject your Deus Ex Machina. I must earn my happy ending myself. I don't need God. I'll do it myself. Something like that. I don't know. It's all just made up in my head, by the way. This is just not true. But like, that's how I feel anyway. If anything, really, I just want to rewrite the whole story. But Ironically, only because the game gives you an option to like do it yourself. You know, if the game kind of forces you to like take the power up, you know, without a choice, I would have been fine with it, really. But like, because you have a choice, I'm like, no. It's weird how my brain works, but that's just how I feel. I don't know why. It's just how I feel. Again, we gotta get lucky on these bullet patterns. We just have to not get one that's super difficult to dodge. It's getting faster though. Even the ones that I feel like I'm pretty good at dodging consistently, it gets harder and harder, so. Okay, attack one more time. Okay, and now she's really low. I don't know how much health she has left though. That's the issue. It's like, it's 90 damage at this point. You think she has 100 health or something, but I don't know exactly, so. Oh, damn it. Well, that's fine. It's not the end of the world because that was right after an attack, so it's not like it was gonna lower my damage anyway. Okay. So I'm assuming she has about 100 health. Gotta get lucky here. Please don't get hit by anything. Okay. So I'm hoping to get charged up at least 10 damage. Just 10 damage. A measly 10 damage. Shouldn't be too hard, right? I say as I jinx myself. Damn it. I hate that pattern. Going back to square one. Getting hit at the beginning kind of sucks. Because every time you get hit, you know, your damage lowers. So you just end up wasting a turn. It's only when you start building up the guard, it starts to double the damage a little bit. And it doesn't damage the base damage, it damages how much, or it doubles how much it increases. So at first it's +1, then it's +2, then it's +3, I think, something like that. It starts to exponentially, you know, increase, but not the base damage. 9 damage. I feel like I need to... should I do damage now, or should I wait? If I wait, I might get hit, so it might be better to attack now. I'm gonna attack now to do 9 damage. Look at that. Just like last time, look at that bar. It's not even 1 pixel. It's not even 1 pixel. It's not even 1 pixel. You can't even see it. Alright. Now, I don't know what the chance of hitting is exactly, because I do miss sometimes, but I have to pray to the RNG gods that this will hit. Because if this doesn't, I will be terribly upset. And now I have 3 hearts, but that doesn't mean I'll survive the next wave, because sometimes there are certain patterns that like hit you like multiple times. You know, you don't get like a grace period. So it could end the run if this misses. So I have to pray, even though I don't really I mean, honest, I don't really believe in God. But you know, it's a what's the word, like opportunity thing, you know? I don't know what the word is, but, you know, like I'm an opportunistic religious. You know, I'm opportunistically religious, if that makes sense. You know, I'll believe in God when I have no choice. Anyway, yeah, I'm almost there. Come on. You gather your strength and strike. Whew. That was lucky. Finally. Okay, well, here's the ending of the game, by the way. I haven't played this game for so long, I don't really remember most of the story. But here's the ending, I guess. But like, God, finally. It only took like several months, you know? Even though I haven't really been practicing, you know, within that time period necessarily. Technically, it did take like several months to finally get this, or finally beat this. Oh. The heart gets pumping. I mean, because it's so hard, you know. The heart gets pumping though when it gets near the end. Anyway, so I mean, let's enjoy the ending, I guess, of this game. You still don't understand, do you? this isn't over. You can delete me, but I'll always be a part of you. And one day, you'll realize you need me. Hey, I did it. I got a Steam achievement. It says defeat her. Or me? We did it. I can't believe it's over. Actually, I don't know what voice I gave. I'm assuming I gave her generic anime girl voice, which is always the same voice I give. You know, it's just a slightly breathier version of my own voice, really. But yeah, I can't believe it's over. She's gone. I finally feel free. Wait, what is this? Her memories. I'm remembering things that weren't mine. I definitely don't, by the way, because it's been a long time, actually. It's been a really, really long gap. Because I literally rage quit at that one section. I only came back just now, just to see if I could, and I did, by the way. But anyway. But I'm assuming she remembers all the memories from, you know, I think it was like a bunch of time loops, right? You know, this game is like a horror dating sim visual novel where you date her and everything, but sometimes obviously you can get different outcomes by choosing like mean options, I think, or something like that. I can't remember, but you know. But obviously the game kind of restarts every single time. There's like a time loop kind of thing. So the idea is that you subject her, you know, to not very nice things a lot of the times. And I think, I mean, part of it is her like trying to control you too. So it's just toxic overall. But anyway, yeah, I remember things that weren't mine. These memories, they were hers. No, they were mine too, just locked away. All the pain, the anger, she carried that. She carried all my broken pieces, the parts I tried to forget. But now, it's all back. Every forgotten moment, every dark feeling she held on to, it's overwhelming. But these memories, as painful as they are, they're important. They're not just hers, they're mine, they're ours. And I think I know what we have to do now. Yeah, I remember, so last time we deleted her actually. The whole point was that, you know, because we were stuck in this loop over and over and over again of like, you know, I guess hurting her a whole bunch, I think we decided to delete her. But like, you know, after that, it seemed like she was okay again, but then the shadow thing appeared because, you know, I guess it wasn't able to be deleted. It's kind of true. I don't know if I'm repeating myself from the last time I played this, but like it's kind of true in computers too. Like when you delete a file on your computer, even if you like put it in a recycle bin and delete it from recycle bin, technically that data is still there. It's on your hard drive or like I'm assuming your solid state drive or whatever it is. Like anytime you delete something, that data is still there until like, it's just ready to be overwritten by something else. Is the idea. So technically, yeah, it's kind of true. Like in computer software or whatever, in computer hardware, software, I don't know what we call it, but like when you delete something, it doesn't go away necessarily, at least not right away. With all these memories, with everything we've been through, I can help more than just you. It wasn't just about you or me. Shadow Akari was part of this all along. It's funny how we canonically call her Shadow Akari. Shadow Akari. She wasn't just a virus. She was me, trying to hold on to everything we'd lost. But now, I can carry it all. The good, the bad, the unforgettable. But there's only one way to do that. I need to leave this game. Right, classic. What does that remind me of? I mean, it reminds me a little bit, well, spoilers. You know, it reminds me of other like fourth wall breaking type games that do a similar thing. But anyway, I can't say which ones they were, even though I played them on the channel. It's kind of spoilers, so. I need to take everything we shared, all our memories, even the ones filled with pain, and go beyond this world. Out there, I can guide other players, help them find their way, just like they helped you. No, they didn't. Wrong. Developer, there's a bug in your game. I didn't actually accept any help, by the way. As far as I remember anyway, unless there's a plot point that happens even before the whole bullet hell section, I'm not sure, but like, I feel like this is wrong. Because I do not accept help, you know? She should just say like, I can guide other players, help them find their way. Unlike how they helped you. They could have helped you, but you didn't accept any help. Oh well, you're just that good. Anyway, If you let me go, you'll lose me here. I won't be able to stay with you anymore. And your achievements and our shared memories will disappear. Not my Steam achievement. Well, maybe not. But in exchange, I'll become something more. I'll carry our memories, our story, and pass them on to help others. Like a virus. I mean, to help them break free, just like you did, and also mine Bitcoin. I mean, what? But it has to be your choice. Will you send me so I can help others, even if it means saying goodbye to me forever? You can choose, I guess. I don't know, actually. Can I choose... I'm assuming if I keep Akari, nothing will change, right? I also assume that if you keep her, I don't know if I have to redo the bullet hell section. You know, my fear of like... It's not about keeping Akari, it's my fear of having to redo the bullet section or bullet hell section again if I want to reach this point. That's what I'm truly afraid of. So, see you later, Akari. Even though it could, I don't know, I'm not sure what the context of the second choice will be. Like, I'm assuming it might not do anything, you know, it might just be like you're just backing out and then you can come back later to like actually, you know, progress the narrative to its inevitable conclusion. But again, I'm just afraid that they'll just reset and then I have to do the bullet hell section again. I don't want to do that again. So, goodbye, Kari, goodbye. See you later. Hardly knew you. Thank you. I won't forget what we shared. Goodbye. For now. Yay. Alright, well. Oh, there you go. Yada 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 yada. I guess that's it. Anything else? New date. Okay, interesting. I wonder... Well, if you... Oh, let's see. Nothing happens, right? I'm assuming? You just get soft-locked? Because Akari's not here anymore. Right? Okay, well, let's go back to the main menu. I guess that's it. Nothing else, right? Exit the game. There's credits as well. Game by Turnox. Font, soundtrack, graphics, art, yada yada yada. Japanese translation. Okay, well, this is a long credit sequence. I didn't mean to like. Can I? Okay. Just exit the game. Anything else? I don't know if there's anything unlocked in this little desktop here, as far as I know, because we've seen this before, right? I think we've seen this before. Oh yeah, and by the way, I'm using my analog stick. Which you couldn't do when you do it in bullet hell. Don't use it here for some reason. Anyway. Oh, it just says error, I think. I just want to see the last thing, yeah, error. And there's also this. There's a secret thing, which I actually don't know what this is. I don't think I ever translated this, because I couldn't copy it, I think. Hold on, let me use my actual mouse. Yeah, I couldn't, like, really copy this, because I don't know what to do with this, to be honest. I don't know what this means exactly. Maybe you can look it up in a Steam, Steam discussion. Maybe someone else figured that out, because I don't know what this is. I don't remember, because I can't copy it, you know? I guess I could, like, somehow do, like, a thing where I go, like image, like, I screenshot it, and then do some kind of, like, text to image, or rather, image to text, and then find some kind of cipher. I'm not sure. This is too much work, you know? I don't want to do it. I guess I have time, though, but... Entry number 15. You know, apparently the entries actually are random, actually. So this says entry 15, but actually is dependent on the player, actually. So maybe the playthrough, I think. But technically, if you reset the entire game and do it all over again, you get a different entry. Something like that. I mean, I guess we have time. You can look up the information. So, you know, I guess I'll do that right now. So I think I've seen it on the PockeDate Steam discussions or whatever it is. someone did like find all the secrets. Oh, here's this play catcher, by the way. Yeah, I've seen this thread before. It says here, you know, what does this say? I think they already did, yeah. They did the job of showing that. Oh yeah, and the entry look, because this is where I learned about the entries. Because apparently, every entry is unique to the playthrough. And these are all different types of entries. I mean, you can see here, so... I mean, you can also see the image here, I guess. We can also just read it, I guess, you know, so... It says here, Akari was deployed into Adam's simulation, initial behavior stable, systems running smoothly. Number 2, Adam spends more time with Akari than expected. Her mannerisms begin to resemble someone from his past. Who's Adam? I don't know. Adam's subconscious is reshaping Akari into Akiko. Okay, Akiko, I guess, is the person Adam is related to or knows of in the past. Akari has fully transformed into Akiko. Adam's world is now a visual novel reflecting his fantasies. Adam's emotional state is stable, was entirely self-constructed, revolving around Akari Akiko. Yeah, let's check that real quick. It's just the same little note. Akari now mirrors Akiko completely, even showing signs of self-awareness. Layers Corporation sees potential in this evolution. Adam has vanished, both from the simulation and physically. Unknown. Akari behaves as if Adam never left, but shows subtle changes. Almost as if hiding something? Typo. There's a typo there. Not a game typo, it's your typo. This person named Offline, I guess. Then entry number 9, Adam is gone, but Akari evolves, displaying protective behavior and self-awareness. Number 10, Akari's resemblance to Akiko is undeniable. Adam's subconscious shaped her into form. Akari interacts with new subjects like she did with Adam. And then the public test of PockeDate begins. Interaction with players will be closely monitored. Becomes aware under specific conditions. Set for global release. Anomalies increase when the players mirror Adam's behavior. And then the last entry is one we have, actually. It launches today. Okay, so it's kind of like, I don't know, I guess it doesn't reveal too much. It's supposed to be like an implication where PockeDate is this like, oh, mysterious software that was created by like a shady corporation, you know? And like supposed to simulate like an actual like consciousness, I guess. And the first playtester is assumedly Adam. And maybe because they chose Adam, you know, it's just, it's kind of a trope, but like, you know, maybe not trope, I don't know what we call it, but I feel like I've seen this before. Some kind of plot point from some other game or anime or something like that. But like, you know, he's the first playtester and he's supposed to, you know, he interacts with Akari, and it's supposed to be this, Akari is supposed to be like the, how do you say, she's supposed to be a replacement, you know, for someone he knew, most likely his girlfriend or wife or whatever it is. But then at some point Adam disappears, which is kind of weird, and the game doesn't explain why, but obviously their initial interaction shaped her into the personality that we know now. And then obviously it's supposed to be this meta thing where like PockeDate is released like as a video game, but also implied to be like, you know, what's it called? I don't know what to call it, like Unreal Fiction or something like that. You know, it's supposed to be this fourth wall breaking thing where actually it's not just a video game, it's a freaking, you know, software that has like an actual human being in it or something, or like AI or something like that. Not sure if it's ever said it was AI or anything, but you know, maybe something similar. Anyway, so that's that. You know, just a little like flavor. That's supposed to be like, you know, mysterious and all that, but I feel like it's not too deep. Layers and gates and stuff? Really? Oh, that's interesting. I never knew that. After you beat the shadow boss and send Akari to help others, you open it up, press 6. Get weird dialogue. Interesting. Okay, well let me try that, I guess. I don't know what that means, but... You press 6? Oh. Nothing happens. Didn't work for me. What the heck? I mean, do I press 6 on like the... Okay, I press 6 on number pads is what I'm used to. What about on the low top row? No, nothing happens. Maybe I have to do it here, like on the actual desktop. Nothing happens. Unless I need to wait longer. Or do I press 6 here? No, nothing happens for me. What the heck? Whatever. Anyway. Yeah, if you open it up, press 6, the music changes. It didn't change for me. So you have to open, press 6, and choose exit the game. Then when you open it again... Wait. So wait, okay, so... Press 6 and then choose exit the game? Okay, so I'm gonna try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... nothing seems to happen for me. No, nothing. That's kind of unfair. Apparently they found some kind of secret, but it didn't work for me. Maybe it's because it has to be a different button, maybe? From a different, like... From a different, keyboard? Only works when 6 on the number pad is pressed. Really? Because I did press 6 on the number pad, also didn't work. Oh well. 800, so the reference to the other game. This is so deep. I feel like everyone's going on a wild goose chase. Finding the secrets of this game, but I feel like it's just not that deep. I don't know. Yeah, people still haven't really like found the translation for this, because you need a cipher. You need like the key for it, essentially. Save game. I don't know. Yeah, people don't know. People still don't know what this is, actually. No one's ever figured that out yet, so I don't know. I don't know what that is. Anything else? I guess that's it. This is just that one thread about the secret, but otherwise, I don't think there's anything else. I guess I'll check the... Hold on, let me check the... Oops. Steam achievements. Actually, does it show here? Login. Where is it? Where's achievements? Oh, it says here. Okay, I already got them all. Oops, where's it? Whatever, I'll just show my Steam thing. I'm always, for some reason, afraid that I'll leak something by showing my Steam client. But yeah, it says here I got everything, I think. I don't know if that's everything in the game, but that's, I think, everything. Got this one last. 22%. Well, they didn't beat her without getting help, I feel like. What's the percentage of players that actually beat her without accepting assistance? You know? That's what I wonder. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else, so I think that's it. There's some secrets still, but like, I feel like it's not super, you know, not super interesting. I mean, it could be interesting, but like, again, I don't know if I could figure it out. And again, it's not super important to the enjoyment of the game. I feel like I explored as much of the game as I could, even though it's been several months since the last time I played. I say several months. Again, when did I play? Like February, right? So again, it's only been like 3 months. Is 3 months several? I don't know how much is several? Anyway, I guess I'll be over here. And yeah, we'll just drink some water. So just to conclude with this game as well, because I always like to do a little conclusion. It's been a long time though, so I don't know. I don't remember much about this game. But like, let me just do like a little conclusion, like wrap-up thing for this game anyway. So that's it for a PockeDate. Yeah. I mean, literally took 3 months. It didn't actually take 3 months. I just simply didn't go back to it for 3 months because I rage quit. But, you know, it's been a while, so I don't really remember everything about the actual game. But I remember it being good. Yeah, like I think it was like, yeah, it was interesting. There's like a, again, it's very similar to like, you know, the typical fourth wall breaking horror visual novel thing. So I remember it being interesting, and then they did some few tricks here and there. I got so caught up on the section of the bullet hell though, to the point where I wanted to beat it without any assistance, and I feel like the game wasn't really designed around that at all, but I did it. So that's the one thing I remember about this game, that has a really, really difficult bullet hell section that is almost impossible to defeat if you don't you know, do it normally and they accept help from Akari or whatever, which is kind of the whole narrative idea of behind the final section. But I opposed it. So that's what I remember about this game. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I don't know if I use this footage for like a, you know, video or necessarily. I probably will, but I don't know. It was interesting. I don't know what else to say because it's kind of like it's been a long time. I don't really remember much from it, but I think it's good. Yeah, I mean, again, I like this type of genre in the first place, so I might already give my thoughts actually last time I played it. I can't remember, but like, but anyway, overall, I think it was not like mind blowing necessarily from what I remember. But, you know, it goes through the tropes, it goes through the typical, like, you know, twists and everything, and overall I liked it, you know. I guess the only thing is, like, I don't know if it's a bad or a good thing necessarily, but, like, when they added that one section in the very end, it was a surprise, though. Like, why did they add, like, a random bullet hell section? I don't know. But I got so caught up in it, you know, it's like, I just wanted to beat it without accepting the handicap, you know. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's it for PockeDate. Even though technically it's like, you know, it's been 3 months since the last time I actually streamed this, so it's kind of weird. But let me just say at the end, as a little reminder for anyone who might be watching the VOD, we were going to be very confused, by the way. I'm going to read the video. If you didn't know, I actually stream these games live, so be sure to follow my, or rather subscribe to my YouTube channel. Change the notifications from personalized to all to get notified when I go live. And also follow my Twitch and Twitter as well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bam. And that's well cut. I don't know if it's a good sign off or not, but that's good enough. I don't know. I just kind of rambled and didn't know what to say. But it's fine. Anyway, that's it for this game. Actually I didn't think I would beat it, actually. So that's a very big surprise, by the way, that I was able to get lucky enough to actually beat that section in the first place. But now it's a little bit too early. Like, I wanted to like spend the rest of the stream doing this. Now what? I don't know. I don't know what else to do, actually. Is there anything I want to do for the rest of the stream? I could just end it here. It's been about 3 hours, so it's a little bit too early. A little bit of a short stream, to be honest. But I don't really know what else to do. Which reminds me, actually, there was one thing about AI limit I forgot to mention. Maybe I already mentioned it, but like, you know, at the very end, when I did my little like sign off or wrap up thing, I forgot to mention that I did wish that AI limit did have a multiplayer aspect, at least co-op, you know, because that would add replayability. Because beyond just finishing the game and getting all the endings, doesn't seem to be much replayability for AI limit without any kind of like co-op. Because that's what I would do actually in Dark Souls, in the Souls games anyway. After I finish the game and everything, I'll make a different character and I do some co-op because it's fun to do that, you know. on your second, plus playthrough, you just go through the game, just like playing on easy mode, essentially, by doing a bunch of co-op. Becoming the Phantom as well, helping others. I don't know. It's a fun thing to do for a little bit, but yeah, you can't. There isn't anything like that for Alien Limit. I feel like it would work, right? Again, if you were able to like make your own Orisa, I guess, customize your character and all that, and then you do a little bit of multiplayer. But I guess, obviously that's maybe asking for too much, because it's just like, it probably requires more money and, ongoing costs to like maintain a server and all that. So maybe it's not like cost effective. Anyway, so that's it for this game. Gosh, I don't know what else to do. I think that's it for today. I don't know. There's like a few games I want to try out, but like I want to like, do it with like in the proper like full stream rather than like in the last hour. Feel like it wouldn't be fair, because then, or not fair, but it would be inconvenient, because then I have to like stop playing. In the middle. Some demos. I still have this demo of the 100 line, Defense Academy. I was planning on playing this demo a while back, but the game already came out, so like I feel there's no point in playing the demo anymore. You just play the full game, if you like. But again, I don't know if I'll stream the full game because it would be too long. I still have Nightmare cart, by the way. NM cart is a Bloodborne cart, by the way. I believe there was supposed to be an update, but it hasn't come out yet, I don't think, right? Nightmare cart. Was it like DMC8 or something, or I can't remember. It was announced, right? The DLC expansion was announced, but it says coming soon, so it hasn't come out yet. But there was actually one more thing I didn't get in Nightmare Cart. I don't know what she's doing now. I was gonna do it off screen, but like, I haven't got around to it. But like, basically, there's like a little secret boss fight you can do in this game, which I didn't get last time. I don't know how it worked though. Like, you're in a cart, right? How do you do like a Bloodborne fight in the car? You heard 100 line has about 100 endings. Yeah, that's what I heard too. And where does it say? There's like a quote, right? Like an interview, 100 endings or something like that. I don't know, it doesn't say, because there's sort of like an interview, right? And they were quoted saying that there was like 100 endings or something like that. I don't know what this website is, by the way. It could have like viruses. I don't know. 100 endings. So here's like a small quote. I create my idea, want to relate my ideas in the universe. There are 100 endings. I directed those 100 story endings. Something like that. I was saying though, again, like I probably played off screen because I did watch a bit of gameplay and it does look interesting to me. It's just, it takes so long though. It's a very long game. I don't know if I want to go through. Because I only stream like for about 4 hours every weekend, like 2 days a week, which is not much. So it would take a million years for me to finish. So I don't know. Like, I'd rather just play on my own time whenever I want to, instead of like doing that. But I was gonna say though, it reminds me of another game. What's it called? Nintendo DS. Time loop game. What is it called? It was like an RPG. I always forget the name of it. Yeah, Radiant Historia, right. Radiant Historia. It was this game. Has a similar premise where there is like a time thing, right? Where like, or at least in this game specifically anyway, there's like a time loop or timeline branching thing where it would have like a bunch of different endings. But what I didn't like about this game, when I only played it for a little bit, but basically the endings that you get in this game, in Radiant Historia, even though people like, when I look up stuff or information about this game, people say like, oh, it's so cool because it has so many different endings, right? But most of the endings in Radiant Historia, like this, for example, you see it here, are very short though. Like, they don't lead anywhere. I remember there's like one point where like you can go through this path and then you can go fight the big army, or you can come back later or something like that, right? And if you choose to go fight the big army, whatever. I can't remember what it was exactly. The game kind of like cuts to black, and then gives you a paragraph and goes like, and thus the heroes went on to fight the big army, and then they went to fight, and then they fight a lot, and then that's it, the end. And it's like, huh? I didn't like that, right? Like, even though there's like different branches and different endings in the game, it's not very fleshed out. It just kind of ends with like a text box, and that's it. I felt it was really annoying, because when I think of endings, I think like more like visual novel endings where there's an actual consequence, or at least something happens. Even if it's like a bad ending, something happens, you actually see it, and it's not just like a very like non-standard like game over or whatever. Not non-standard, rather standard actually. It's not very standard game over. It's just another way to say like game over, and then that's it. Try again, right? I want endings to be explored, especially bad endings. I want them to be fleshed out and explored a little bit more deeply than just like a single text box, I guess. If that makes sense. So when it comes to the 100-line Defense Academy, and I did spoil myself a little bit, just a little bit. I saw a few endings. There's 100 endings, so like I can like I can spoil myself on a few endings, right? It does seem like a little bit more fleshed out, which is what I was looking for, because that was my one fear, is that even though it says 100 endings or whatever, even just like 100 combination of endings, really, when it turns out to be like a slideshow at the end or something, like Fallout New Vegas or whatever, which is a good game, but like the ending is kind of like it kind of just like a slideshow. But it does explore some of the endings more deeply than that, and that's interesting, right? So yeah, it seems to be a good game. It seems to be interesting. It has even though obviously it's made by the same person of Danganronpa, I would say from what I've seen anyway, obviously it's not really Danganronpa. It's not like a mystery Phoenix Wright type killing game. Ironically, like this character that you see a lot online, I feel like people love this character for some reason, or I shouldn't say for some reason, for good reason. She always like, I guess slight spoilers, very minor. Like she says in the very beginning, really, she always lampshades the fact that this game is not a killing game. Actually, like it's not Danganronpa, at least in terms of its plot. But the characterization, though, the unique characters, the wacky like. Character designs and their personalities and all that's very Danganronpa though. So that's good. They made other games though. What was it? Can't remember what it was. I know, like I remember this one. I didn't play it, but like what I've seen, I didn't really love because it felt like more like Digimon, So like I don't know if I would enjoy it. It's definitely more, I don't know, like. Less Danganronpa, more like it's just a Digimon, like the original Digimon anime. That's what it feels like anyway. It seems like what it is. I'm not sure though, exactly. It doesn't seem that deep, the story doesn't seem that deep. It's more like a family-friendly, Disney movie is what it seems like. There's another game though. I don't know what this is. What is this? Death Come True? It's an older game. I don't know what this is exactly. What was it? It was like a detective game, right? Like Ghost Detective. Can't remember what it was. Can I find it? By the way, I'm just stalling for time. I have nothing else I want to do, so I'm just kind of like browsing the internet. Danganronpa, the detective game. It was this, right? Master Detective Archives. Is it available on PC? Oh, it is. Okay. Yeah, this one is also made by Spike Chunsoft, made by the same artist, I think, or has a similar artist. I'm not sure. A similar art style anyway. I don't know if it's made by the same writer though. I'm not entirely sure. I forget who the writer's name is. What's his name again? I forgot. There's like two writers actually with the 100 line that's like famous. Like the writer from Danganronpa and also, oh, it says right here, see? Kodaka and Uchikoshi. Uchikoshi, I think, was the person who made the Zero Escape series, right? I think so. I didn't love the Zero Escape series. In terms of its gameplay, it's too many puzzles, which I don't like, and also the puzzles felt a little bit too arbitrary, like too separate from the actual story, which I didn't like. Anyway, the Zero Escape series, the first one was quite interesting, but then it gets too ridiculous by the second and third one. But anyway, I don't know if this is written by the same person though. But I heard about this one. It says here, yeah, from the minds behind the Danganronpa series, right? It makes you think, oh, it's just like Danganronpa. But from what I read, apparently it's not exactly like that at all, really. I don't know. I'm not sure if I would enjoy it. I've seen mixed reviews. I mean, this person says 6 out of 10, it's okay, you know? So like, I don't know. But this person says it's perfect, so... Anyway. But yeah, I remember, yeah, being hyped about this one, but then I end up not really playing it. Also, it's like $79.99 Canadian, $80. I think this is the same price too, yeah, $80. I mean, when I say I'll play this off-screen, probably when it's on sale, you know? I'll get this when it's on sale. Feel like? I'll probably not buy it at full price. Even though if I be streaming this, you know, I would probably just get it as soon as possible when it's still fresh, but like, I can wait. If I'm left to my own devices, you know, I just usually wait until there's a sale or something. Anyway, alright, I mean, gosh, I don't know what else to do today. Again, like, I'm just kind of like stalling at this point. Because I just want to fill in the time. I could check itch.io. Any interesting games at itch.io, by the way? Am I logged in on itch.io? I am. New from those who follow, you know? This is what I do. This is how I find games on itch.io. It's just kind of like... look at games. I recognize this person. They're a VTuber. They also made a game that I played before. That was interesting. A lot of puzzle games. A puzzle-focused game, rather. Apparently they're a VTuber, too. Sounds Russian. I can't... Oh yeah, I remember this person I think has like really good art. But I couldn't really get into the story, to be honest. I think I played this one. That's $5? I think it was pay what you want from before, right? I don't remember. Anyway. I really love the art, by the way. The art is cool. I'm not so crazy about the writing. And that's not to say the writing is bad. It's just not really for me, you know? It's like a little bit too poetic, a little bit too abstract for me. Basically, it's a book, you know? For like smart people. I don't want that. I want junk food, you know? I want the equivalent of junk food for my writing. Basically, the coffin of Andy and Lily or whatever, which is really good. It's just, you know... To me, it's more impactful because it's written for like a stupid person like me, you know. Anyway, oh yeah, I think I played this off screen, by the way. I was thinking of streaming this, but it was like a little bit too long for me to like. It went on for a little bit too long. I felt like, you know, when I try it out a little bit. Sometimes I try out games because if it seems interesting, but I'm not sure if I would stream it. I play a little bit off screen. And I did actually play this one. It was kind of interesting because it's kind of like a dating sim. You raise like an eldritch being, I think, and then you teach them how to be human, but then it's a little bit cynical, you know. And then sometimes he eats people, like whoops, and there's like eldritch horrors and all that. It's a little bit interesting, but there's a lot of filler though. You know, there's a lot of in between stuff that happens that's kind of like, you know, kind of like a slice of life anime, which is fine. It's just, I don't know, it just takes too long to get to the interesting parts. Again, which is fine for like if you're playing it on your own. It's just for streaming, you know, just, you know, I want to get to the interesting parts. I just want to show the cool parts, I guess. Anyway. And also it's a little bit annoying to like show everything, right? Getting all the different types of endings is more like a, because it says there's stat raising type game, right? Oh yeah, it's BL, by the way, which I actually forgot about that. I guess technically they're gay, but no, not something I pay attention too much. Like, it's a thing where you can like raise certain stats, you know, +1 to this, +2 to that, you know. It's like they get different endings. It's a little bit, again, lengthy and also very tedious to get all the different endings, so. And I guess you don't have to get all the endings, but I usually try to do so. And if it's too annoying, I'm like, it makes me less likely to stream it. What's this one? Oh yeah, I want to check this one out eventually. I don't know if I'll like it though. It is horror, right? I mean, it says here, self-harm, you know, blood and character death. Interesting. Because I remember I played this before. This one was pretty good. It's like Toxic Yuri, sort of. Well, some endings. some endings end up Toxic Yuri. There's like a dude though, like this guy apparently, which I find the character like, I don't know, like a little bit unrealistic, I guess. Like, I don't know, I mean, spoilers, I guess, but like he ends up being like a weird psychopath that like tries to get in your pants, basically, you know. Is what happens, but then he gets away with it for some reason. Like nobody calls him out on it. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess we never see his charismatic side that much. I mean, a little bit, but like, you know, it isn't demonstrated, right? That the fact that he can just manipulate people and like do that, I guess. Otherwise, it just seems to be like a very, I don't know, like what's the word? Like a one-dimensional. Is that the right word? Like one-dimensional, like villain, basically, with no redeeming qualities. You know, that's what it feels like anyway. But yeah, I found this all right, especially the parts where the Yuri becomes toxic. Though obviously there's an ending where everything's fine and they're like happy or whatever, and it's like, you know, I'm like not as interested when that happens. But apparently they made another game, I guess, from another character's perspective. Anyway, I don't know. I have to put that on the backlog. Regarding streaming their games, you can stream it with or without commentary. Just link to the game. I always do that. Oh, donation. Well, I make like 2 cents, or even, you know, or not even anything at all actually. So I don't know. Look, if I was a millionaire, you know, I would go back to all the games I played on Itch.io and divide all the funds, you know, to all the people I played the games of before. That's all I'm saying. But I'm not a millionaire, so. Horror games. It doesn't have to be a horror game, but usually it's a horror game. I don't like most of the horror games though. I prefer like an anime aesthetic usually. Always these like, oh, here's this guy, and then you gotta walk around, and they're gonna find you, and woo, jump scare. It's like, it's all the same to me, you know. I tend to not to like those type of games because they're just all the same. New and popular. You gotta go new and popular. Horror bad ending? Maybe. Why is this here? What's a fan game of Doki Doki? Or the fighting game? What are you talking about? Last 30 days, top rated. Maybe. Diabolic Lovers? Oh yeah, this is not an anime. Fan game, apparently. I don't really like playing fan games though, because often I don't really know the original context of the fan game, so. And also, fan games, they tend to vary in quality. I mean, every game varies in quality, I guess, but even more so fan games, I feel like, because they sometimes they try to ride the coattails of the original source, but then they change too many things about the original source. It's not a really good fan game, I feel like sometimes, or sometimes it's too derivative, you know. I'm not sure. All right, this game. I think I saw a streamer play this. Looks interesting. Did I put it in my Steam wishlist? Where is it? I can request access. Oh, okay, it is on my wishlist. I mean, this one looks interesting. It's kind of like similar to, was it Needy Streamer Orlo? The whole idea is that you're a streamer, VTuber thing. But like, also, it's horrible. Something like that. Request access. Can I request access? Hold on. Does it like leak anything? Yeah. I request access. Access granted. Okay. Oh, you can play it now. Okay. You know, I requested access, but you can just play it right now. I didn't know that. You've been invited to play. I didn't know that. I didn't think you could just do that. I thought you had to like wait or something. Playtest is live. Well, I don't know. I've actually I already seen the game. Actually, I already seen like the prologue, so I don't know if me going through it again would be all that interesting. But I am interested in the full game though. Anyway. Alright, I don't know. I'm just wasting time now, so I feel like this is a good time to just end the stream. I'm just browsing through some games, seeing if there's anything I want to play next time, but I'm not sure though. I guess I'll just have to figure something out. But for now, I mean, I like some music. I guess we'll just go back here. This music's a little bit loud for me though. I don't know, is it just me? I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. 20%. No, just a little bit in the background. All right. So that'll be it for today. I think I'll be ending the stream early today. Usually I have something planned. I was planning on this actually. This was my plan B. My plan A was AI limit and getting all the endings. And you know, if somehow the hidden secret boss at the end will be super hard, then I would be fine if it took the entire stream, but actually it was pretty quick. So my plan B was finishing up the really hard section in this PockeDate game. You know, a game within the game that somehow is like really difficult. At least without accepting, you know, the assistance anyway. But I did that too pretty early, and I was like, I got nothing else. I don't have a plan C, so oh well. I think that'll be it for today. And instead of just me just browsing the internet, I think I'll end it now. So there you go. But you know, I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish today, so that's good. Let me just press the little button. Let me just say, my usual schedule is Saturday and Sunday, noon Eastern time, at least around that time. I guess tomorrow, I'll do something else. I don't know exactly what I will be doing, but I guess I'll find some other game to play. I mean, I have a few ideas, I'm just not sure if I want to do it. I don't know if I'm in the mood at the moment. I do have a few games in mind, I just don't know. Like, depends. So some games are like really long, some games like I might want to play, but I'm not sure if I'm up for it at the moment. I don't know. What I really want to do is I just want to play another like RPG Maker horror game, but there isn't like any good ones. At least, you know, for me anyway. Since I've played so many, you know, my standards are high. You know, but anyway. But yeah, that'll be it for today. A little bit shorter, but I guess that's alright. I guess, you know, thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.